Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're having a good day so far and that this Friday is pretty chill. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, I hope everyone's week has been good and it hasn't been too stressful. And yeah, today we are doing some Kindred Spirits on the roof. We are doing the extra scenes in the game. I I don't know how long, like how many extra scenes there are, and I don't know if it's going to be one or two streams worth. Famous last words, I know, because we said that last time, and then yeah, but we will see. We'll see how long it's gonna be. But yeah, I think we should just hop on over to the game. So let us move over here. So we've got a new like a little stamp thing on here. The let's try a little harder. That wasn't on here previously, and I believe that's because we like from finishing the game, not beating the game, finishing the game. There's no real beating it. But yeah, now we have the extra scenes, which are signified by these little apples. Apple. And there's quite a few. It's no longer preset colors. You can use color pickers. The way they described it sounds like those shader wheels. Ooh, that's cool. So yeah, if you guys don't know, there's some Final Fantasy 14 stream right now, and they're revealing stuff about content. So there may be some talk about that through the stream every now and again. If anything interesting comes up. Okay. So we're going to do the first extra, which is Favorite Junior. Almost there. Who do you think will come back first, Miu? I asked Miu, who stood beside me with a stopwatch, while I squinted toward the shadow of the building ahead. The leading runners should have been coming around under the shade at any moment. Well, the obvious choice would be Kitamura-san. I believe she's won some prefectural competitions. You think so? I think we've got another nice spirited girl this year. There might be a dark horse. You mean her? Today's run was a timed competition, a race around the Hoshikan building. It was something like selection training for the new members. After a few different kinds of training, we'd see what the new members are good at, consider their personal requests, and decide what sort of training plan to stick them with. Oh, there they are. It's Kitamura-chan and there's Hina. She's tiny, but she's really holding her own. It's rough, but she's got pretty nice form. Sounds like she's been doing track for a while now. Yeah, oh, she's pulling ahead. She doesn't say much, and you might think she's cold at first glance, but she's completely different on the inside. I like that she's competitive and dauntless. That's a nice spurt there. Kitamura-chan's picked up her pace as well. She's not going to fold to Hina's challenge. We did tell them today's times might decide who gets to go to the summer competition. Guess it makes sense they'd be serious. I wonder if Hina's good at pacing herself. I have no idea if she does it consciously, of course. I'd say it's natural. In the end, Hina pushed past Kitamura-chan and all the other runners and arrived at the goal, indisputably in first place. Let's go, Hina! Kitamura-chan had responded to her challenge, but failed to keep up with Hina's pace. She'd even ended up being overtaken by some of the runners behind her. Kitamura-chan messed up her pacing and self-destructed, eh? She'll have to do more basic and mental training, I think. She's plenty good for a first year though. Yep, I think we've got a good crop this year. Yeah, this year's shaping up great. Well, first we've got to separate everyone into sprinting and middle to long distance and come up with some basic training programs for them. Feel like there needed to be a comma somewhere there. I'll go butter up the little first years who did their best then. Having run all she could, Ina stood with her hands on her knees, breathing deeply. Would she have fallen to the ground if she could? How cute. That sweat dripping from her is proof that she's run her hardest. Yeah, rather than her talent or instincts, I think this one's best quality is how much effort she gives. Good work, Hina. That was some nice running. But thank you. Well done. You were leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. I gave her a congratulatory hug, but Hina twisted her face into a frown. Matsuri-senpai. Oh? It's hot and you're heavy. What was that, you brat? Well, I might be into the way she's completely unreserved, but heavy goes too far, kid. You haven't strained anything. Senpai can give you a nice massage. Come on, come on. Senpai, that's my chest. Oh no. I know. Oh, you've got more here than I thought, Hina. Matsuri, what the fuck? Yeah. What the? Don't touch them. She didn't sound too forceful though. She really is an interesting kid. Matsuri-senpai, was my time bad? She asked timidly, so I followed her gaze to find Miyu having a staring contest with her record sheets. Oh, that. Don't worry about her. Miyu always looks like that when she's trying to come up with training programs. I see. Ina sighed in relief. She's just so honest. She's cute when she makes that face too, though. I really admire Miyu. I couldn't be captain of the team like this if she didn't take care of all the small stuff. Senpai, get off me. It's really hot and you're really heavy. Oh, come on. Let me touch you more. Bruh. Matsuri, chill. Fucking chill. This cute new member with her potential for growth and her potential for teasing and my reliable Miyu. My last year of track and field is looking to be a rewarding one. Matsuri needs to chill. Okay, so they're gonna be like that, just like little snippets. That's good to know. Okay. So yeah, this was like... Yeah, this was before... Because this was before Yuna met the ghosts. And then this was on the same day. Yeah, this is on the same day that she met the spirits. So, math club. It was the end of the holidays and I wasn't quite back into the swim classes, but after school activities were a different story. I couldn't help getting fired up for my first day back at the club. Of course, it was mostly just doing a little cleaning and getting some snacks ready. But still. When's Tsukuyo-chan gonna get here? Oh man, no, not names. Our name's gonna be problem today. Oh boy, they're gonna be problem. I anxiously awaited Tsukuyo-chan's arrival. It was a little unbearable. I didn't think I'd take so much damage just from not seeing Tsukuyo-chan's face for a few days. New raid difficulty level between normal and savage? Okay. that would be nice, honestly. It will, because I, yeah, it'll be nice to have like a middle ground for them. I'd been able to enjoy holidays from school before, and I'd never felt like I had too much free time. But it's been different since I started school here, since I met Tsukuyo-chan. I should have come up with some reason to stop by during the break. It's bad enough that I was even starting to think stalker and training thoughts like that. You might expect to get used to, I'm bored of any cute things you see too often, but that rule doesn't seem to apply to Tsukuyo-chan. I want to admire her always and everywhere. Oh, if only I could hold Tsukuyo-chan in my arms from morning until night and lovingly stroke her all the while. Alone together with Tsukuyo-chan, I could hug her, and occasionally hug her. And if I got bored, hug her again. And I could hold her and embrace her and squeeze her. Fua, I can't stop. What is this wonderful delusion? It's so strong I'm gonna start drooling. Sensei is going to go talk to the nurse, okay? Huh? Tsukuyo-chan? But forget that. It was nothing. I'm such an idiot. Oh, Tsukuyo-chan, come back to me. Tsukuyo-chan had poked her head in while I'd been indulging so foolishly in my delusions and immediately about-faced. I desperately flew toward the door and begged her to return. Ah jeez, I'm trying to take club activities mostly seriously, but when I'm alone with Tsukuyo-chan, I just can't help myself. It's been like this since last year. I haven't changed, ever since I took over the math club and kept it from disbanding. Oh, is this a flashback? Ooh, flashback. I've always liked math, but I didn't really know anything about the math club, and I'd never given any thought to joining it. Rather, it's Tsukuyo-chan who'd been stuck in my mind since the entrance ceremony. I think about her at school, naturally, and she's still on my mind at home, and I even dream about her sometimes. Ever since that day, I couldn't take it anymore and spoke to her. Really? Why don't you join the math club then? Huh? The math club? Why? Sensei is the advisor for the math club. What? Why? Even though you teach classic lit? Yeah, the old math club advisor left right when I started here, so... We'd had an exchange like that. The math club, huh? What do you think? The last member just graduated in spring, so there's no one in it now. At this rate, it'll be shut down. Huh? Then there'd be one advisor and one member. Right. You'd become the president by default. And we'd be alone together the whole time after school? Whoa, I'll join. I'll join the math club. How did Tsukuyo not pick up on this? And with that, I became the sole member of the math club. Kiri was sending signals from the beginning. Of course, in the beginning, it was only for the impure motive of being alone with Tsukuyo-chan after school. Yep, I won't deny that. Actually, that was like 100% of the reason why. But I think it's also true that I wouldn't have done so much for the club if I were just here for her. I only joined because of Tsukuyo-chan, but it was like I also discovered my passion for math. A bunch of stuff happened. It was difficult to even keep the club around with just one member, and I almost had to become some sort of clubroom nomad. When the math club had almost disbanded, its room was turned over to another club. It had been so much work trying to acquire a replacement. In the end, I had to be persistent. I found a classroom being used as a storage room, and I had to argue that we should be able to use it instead. I'm a little proud of how hard I fought, if I do say so myself. Well then, cheers to getting the math club back together. You worked really hard for this, Tsurugamine-san. Yeah, I really did, Tsukuya-chan, so give me a hug as a reward, okay? No, I'll give you a hug. No, seriously. Can I? Please? Stop, Tsurugamine-san, you'll spill your juice. With all the cleaning and other stuff, it had taken like a week to even get to the point where we could have some celebratory juice. Though those are all good memories now, and my after-school happiness has continued since. Let me start with the announcements, okay? Have you calmed down, Tsurugamine-san? You can't fool around like that, alright? I'm always super serious. I'd finally coaxed Sensei back into the room after her early retreat. Today's club activities began. We started with the usual sort of meeting. The subjects are always something boring and bland. Yeah, that's what a lot of meetings are like. Though just being alone with Tsukuyo-chan is enough to get my blood pumping. But today was different. I have some good news. What? What is it? Are you gonna split into two and have a double cuteness campaign or something? Whoa, what the heck? That's awesome. I can't take this. What? So they're removing queue restrictions from data centers, so we'll be able to queue with people from all the US data centers. Why couldn't they have done that before? And isn't that going to cause the ping to be all over the place? Please be serious, Tsurugamine-san. I'm always extremely serious when it comes to Tsukuya-chan though. Tsurugamine-san. I'm sorry. So, what's your good news, Tsukuya-chan? Well, last year we weren't able to get a budget for the math club because of the timing and everything, right? Certainly. Tsukuya-chan's been paying for most of our club expenses out of her own pocket this whole time. Well, it's not as if the math club has that many expenses when you're not buying computers and such. Math is a subject you can pursue with just pencils and paper after all. I'm not a fan personally, I don't want to get queued with some of the from other servers, especially the super heavy RP ones. I wonder if you'll be able to like toggle it or not, because it will definitely have lag issues. So I would like it if you could choose, like if you could toggle the data centers, then it wouldn't be such a problem. Like you select the regions, so you select what your ping's gonna be like. Starting this semester, we have a proper budget. Huh, it's almost like we're a real club. We are a real club, you know. Anyway, we finally got permission from the school. It's just, I'm sorry, but it won't be that much. Or rather, it's kind of it's a pretty small sum. Well, just going to something from nothing is a big step. Maybe we'll be able to build up the club inventory, though all I can think to buy at the moment are magazines. But now that we've got a budget, I think I have a goal in mind. Yeah, first we get a whole bunch of cute things here, so we have a marvelous world of tiny little... First, we should recruit some members. What? Members? Tsukuya-chan, does that mean I'm not good enough for you? Wow, that's kind of... Huh. As I watched the respect and patience drain from Sensei's eyes, I rushed to correct myself. No, it's not like I've been slacking on recruitment or anything until now, Tsukuya-chan. Really, I just wasn't thinking about it at all. I just think, like, With a club like this, people should really only join if they really like it, you know? You know? We can't force people who don't even like math to join the club, right? That wouldn't be good. You do have a point, but this is a club, so we have to treat it like one. Yeah. We won't be able to recruit many members with this kind of budget. I suppose it would be best for the club to grow slowly and steadily. What she said was reasonable, and she doesn't seem to be pushing for any extreme changes yet. I guess I'm a little relieved. Honestly, it's a little difficult for me to see people joining a math club nowadays, and add to that, it's not exactly recruitment season. And it's incredibly comforting for me to have a place where Tuskia-chan and I can be alone together. I guess my stronger feeling is the hope that this situation continues as is for a little longer. Sorry Tuskia-chan, but I guess I just want to monopolize you. These little extra scenes are interesting. Because yeah, they're just adding some like little stuff that was happening behind the scenes. Oh, this is Seiza. Kyushi Radio. Kyushi Radio. Our show began with the usual divided title call and theme music. Umi's voice sounded even more energetic than usual, perhaps because of the long Golden Week break since our last show. Did you have a fun Golden Week, everybody? I wonder how many people had too much fun and are struggling now on our first week back at school. I know I am. I like school, but I stayed up too late on the holidays and I'm so tired. Ah, me too. Oh, you're always tired, Naina. There was some of the usual derailing, but we successfully transitioned into a warning about the post-break blues. It's really important to get back into the swing of things, for you new students especially. Personally, I'd recommend cleaning your room. If you get your environment in order, your heart will naturally follow suit. Getting your heart in order, huh? As I watched Umi's lively face and listened to her energetic voice, I began to sink into my own thoughts, even though we were on air. This hurts. The brighter Umi shines, the worse my heart hurts. What am I supposed to do about this? Honestly, I thought things would have calmed down a little during Golden Week. I was hoping it wouldn't be so bad after being away from her for a little while. Instead, it's been basically the same as always, since Umi dragged the two of us around throughout the holidays too. Actually, she's only been shining brighter in the nice May weather. How long will I be able to hide this? How long will this go on? But May isn't just about Golden Week. That's right, the first obstacle of the school year is just around the corner. What? Umi had suddenly turned to me. But what? Why are you staring at me? I hadn't said all the things I was just thinking aloud, had I? On air? Shit. Not that many people actually listen to our show, but you can see why that would be a problem. She's forgot her line. Naina held up the script from her station in front of the audio mixer. There was a red line struck somewhere around the middle of it. Right, now on to our announcements regarding midterm tests. It was nothing. She'd just been waiting for me to say my line. Seriously, what is wrong with me? After that, I got through the talk segment okay. By some miracle, I managed to make a few announcements and introduce the music too. Phew. Today's request was a cover of a French pop song. I fell back in my seat as I listened to the sweet sounding vocals. She's gonna be mad, isn't she? I glance over at Umi. She cracked a grin when our eyes met. Were you nervous since it's been a little while, Caesar? No worries, no worries. Yeah, sorry. Man, she sure is bright. Her brightness is the sort that makes you want to reach out and touch it, not a glaring light that exposes every shadow. Her brightness was what dragged me out of my shell in middle school, when I fought so hard to stay isolated. Though now that I think about it, maybe she hadn't dragged me out. Maybe I had just been fascinated by her, and had come out on my own. She's so bright that I'm thinking things like that. Oh, it's fine. In exchange, help me out when I screw up, okay? Umi accepted everything, even me for my gloomy, posturing, unsociable, annoying self. At some point, I'd started to prefer being with Umi and Nana over shutting myself away. So I can't ruin the school broadcasts she values so much. Song ending in 30 seconds. I gave myself a little slap on the cheeks to get myself together as Umi picked up her script nervously. I don't really think a gesture like that suits me, of course. But Umi wore a big, stupid grin after seeing me psych myself up. Okay, let's do this thing. Let's blow this popsicle sand. She slapped her own cheeks in imitation. Ugh, she's so cute. I found myself relaxing. All the motivation I tried to fill myself with threatened to escape, but I held on. Because I'd rather see her smiling face after a successful broadcast than cause her to worry about me. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Everything burns. Yeah, these are nice little snippets. I'm kind of curious on why we didn't get, like, why you don't get these during the story. But I can kind of understand why not. But also, like, what? Oh, right, there's so much going on here. So, okay. Supernatural girl. Oh, are we going to see Arno's POV now? So Arno realizing that there's spirits around Yuna, because now that we know that's a thing. That really, like, came out of left field when that was revealed. I tilted my head in confusion. Yuna was down the hallway near the broadcasting room. I'd thought she was just in the classroom, but suddenly she'd shown up over here. I was in a hurry to get to my job, but I thought maybe I'd go say hi. And that's when I noticed next to Yuna something like an orange pillar of light. Like in the form of a person, maybe. Wait, that's how Anno saw them? Oh, that... No wonder she was worried if she sees them like that. It just sees that hovering around Yuna all the time. It was a muted orange light that didn't reflect off of my glasses, so there was no questions about it. People say that wearing glasses changes the way you see the world. The lenses don't reflect everything, but they can give light an interesting effect. Some people think it looks like diamonds, which I think is kind of romantic. Like if you look up at the starry sky and see a bunch of jewels. But this wasn't that sort of natural light. The pillar of light in the air beside Yuna. I knew what it was. I'm familiar with this sort of thing. It caused me some trouble in the past. Could it be a spirit? It looks like it's been here for a while too. I think it's a woman. It's not like I can really tell from the color of the light or anything, but that's my intuition. I guess it's something like wavelengths. The strength of the light seems to indicate the strength of the spirit. That's the impression I've gotten from my experiences. An orange pillar of light. The fact that it isn't a small orb must mean it's pretty powerful. That's what I feel. But it doesn't look menacing or anything. I don't see any spikes. Its wavelengths feel mild and harmless to me, or its aura, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, it's embarrassing to use words like this. Am I a light novel protagonist or something? Well, it's not like there are too many light novel protags who are girls with glasses, and it's not like everything goes great for me like it would for an MC. This sort of thing is really just a bother. Nothing good ever comes of seeing them. The only memories I have of these things are bad ones. Adults would laugh at me when I told them, and my friends did too. One time I saw another girl being laughed at and teased for seeing the same things I did. I thought maybe it'd be better to keep it to myself after that. The only reason I wasn't treated like a weirdo or teased for it too was because I'm shy. I was so shy as a kid I could barely even talk to people. Yes, me. Once I had a better idea of how the world worked and realized that I had a sixth sense of or whatever, it got even harder for me to talk to people. It wasn't that I couldn't talk to people, but that I didn't want to. I carefully hid my abilities, because I knew I wouldn't find comrades or suddenly learn of my destiny like life was a game or novel or anything. And I don't really like to stand out. But I can talk to people now, or rather, due to all of that, I think I've sort of turned into a cheerful, self-proclaimed, cute type character. In reality, I tend to blush easily and hate being the center of attention. I can't stand it. So I don't say anything, not even to my friends. I haven't told Yuna either. So I really hope that doesn't backfire. I'm secretly a little worried about Yuna, since she likes to eat lunch on the roof by herself every day. After all, there are ghosts on the roof. It was one of the first things I learned after starting school here. Once, Yuna invited me to come up to the roof and eat with her, but I lied and told her I was afraid of heights, turning her down. Right, I remember that being mentioned. That orange thing reminds me of what I'd sensed there. Is that one of the roof ghosts? Did Yuna see them after all? Come to think of it, it was the same the other day when Yuna made a scene in the classroom. There was kind of a weird feeling then. She was acting kind of weird after she came back from the roof, wasn't she? Did she see them on the roof? And is this orange thing here one of them? I really hope the orange one isn't a bad spirit. I hit myself a little, observing Yuna and the orange thing. Was a little curious, so I decided to come check things out. Are they talking about something? What they were talking about in there? It doesn't really look like she's possessed. Still looks like Yuna in there. I thought maybe I'd come up with something. Unfortunately, I can't hear what the haunt is saying. Maybe I'd be able to if I concentrated, but I really want to avoid getting too deep into stuff like that. I've never done it before, and I don't really know what would happen if I did. And someone might notice me. From the look of it, she doesn't seem to be causing trouble. Yuna's having a conversation, and she's facing the light. Does that mean she can see her? Normal people can't see ghosts, especially ones like haunting spirits. And yet, if she's looking in its direction and hearing its words, it means she's having a conversation with it. Violent ghosts have usually abandoned their ego, so they're not great conversationalists. About half of the time, seeing or hearing them means they're just going to try to scare you, or do other bad things. But if Yuna's having a regular conversation with her, that means she's not a bad spirit. Right? And more than anything, I wouldn't be able to figure it out if I were looking at someone I didn't know. But Yuna seems a bit different than usual, and not in a bad way. How should I put this? She's like talking a lot, and a little differently than she does with me. She looks a little mad, frustrated, but she's talking so much. That means she can be open with who she's talking to, right? That's what it feels like anyway. It looks like Yuna's... I see. If that's the case, maybe it's for the best. So I thought as I gave a little nod. I like Yuna's quiet attitude towards people who aren't me, but it does sort of seem like she's holding something back sometimes. I kind of bother her enough that I think she runs out of patience sometimes too. I don't like what I heard about the combat changes they've been mentioning. You don't like it at all? Oh boy. I don't know why Yuna acts the way she does towards people, other than me and Hina-chan. I wonder, but I can't ask her that. I just stay by her without asking or doing anything about it. I figure she's not saying anything about it, she doesn't want to. Like how I don't talk about my shyness or what I see. I understand it well myself, so I don't try and barge my way in, even when I realize she's struggling with something. I can't do anything, even though I'm by her side thinking she looks like she's in a little pain. But right now, Yuna is a little different than when she's helping me out. It kind of looks like she's enjoying herself, though I can't really figure out what's happening from here. I thought maybe I'd come up with something, she'd said. Is she trying to do something with that ghost? It really doesn't look like she's saying that because she's possessed. It doesn't look like anything's controlling her either, so Yuna's doing this by her own will. Helping ghosts? I still had no idea what was going on or what Yuna was trying to do. But as I watched Yuna from afar, I considered, what should I do now? There are going to be 2 combat styles, Reborn, system we currently use, and Evolved, which changes battle actions and skills, so it'll play differently. I described Evolving as being stronger than Reborn as well, and you can switch between them at any time outside of combat. But any new class added will only have the Evolved style. It feels like they're shifting the way the game's going to play, but they don't want to just shift them all at once. That's what that feels like. So it's the overhaul they're talking about, but it's not like they're not going to just permanently change it, or at least for the old classes, because it would be too much work probably. Should I ask her what she's talking to? And try to exorcise the ghost or something? No, I've never done anything like that before. That isn't it. That doesn't feel right. All I can do is see ghosts, and my intuition's always been pretty good too. If I can't do that, then what should I do? It's been a little more than a year since I became friends with Yuna. What can I do now, when I haven't been able to do anything for her before? In any case, maybe I'll help out too. I think I'm being pretty damn half-hearted and unfair. Yeah, this is selfish. Helping her out without even telling her what I know, unable to tell her, yet helping her anyway. But Yuna is trying to do something that puts an expression on her face that I've never seen before. and I want to help her. If I can be of any use for this, even if not for anything else before now, even if it's a favor a ghost asked of her, it's illusion of choice. You're giving us the ability to keep things the same and use a new style. But you flat out said the new style is stronger. Communities want to be more complaints and problems now due to there being a correct option for the classes. I feel like you're looking at this very negatively, but it might, because the thing is, they're saying that all the classes, like the new classes, are going to be the evolved style. I feel like what they're trying to do with this is more give people a chance to learn the new style while also playing with their original style. Because if it's going to always have the evolved style and the new classes, then it feels like that's their way of going with it, but they don't want to completely overhaul every single class and just fuck over a lot of people because of it. They want people to be able to learn at their own pace the new system. I'm sorry, Yuna. I can't help much, but I'll do what I can. Is that alright? I'll apologize when I can bring myself to tell you, Yuna. Like, yeah, there's gonna be the elitists who are gonna just be assholes about it, but they're gonna be assholes about anything to do with any kind of class change. That's always gonna be the thing. They'll always find something. Call me pessimistic all you want. I call it realistic because I live is viable. Yeah, I see what their intention is, and I see your side of it as well. But we won't know until it's actually comes out. Like, it seems like a good idea, but yeah, people could spoil it. But we're not gonna know until it actually releases on what it actually means. Because they could say a bunch of stuff, but it doesn't mean it's actually gonna play that way. Because a lot of this is them testing the waters with how the community is going to react to it. Unexplored territory. I should have been hungry. My lunch should have been just as good as always. And yet, I just couldn't seem to concentrate on eating. There are a few open rooms on the second floor of the Kumo Miyagura. No, that won't work. People are always going in and out of there, at lunch and after school. Then somewhere behind the inner building also wouldn't work. It's going to be the rainy season pretty soon, and I bet we'd meet people Ihara Senpai knows over there. Lunch break. When everyone chats with their friends or reads magazines and munches down their lunch. Lunch is always a release from the long morning classes, yet I was feeling inexplicably gloomy. If you think about it, the school's really big. It has tons of hiding places in it. Building places, yeah. But I can't seem to find anywhere two people can be together without being discovered. A place for just the two of us, Ihara Senpai and me. No matter where she is on campus, Senpai's always busy and constantly getting new requests from people. And as soon as we have work to do, we put off being together to do it. On top of that, Senpai and I go home in different directions. I want a place where we can relax while we're at school, just the two of us. Maki-san. But now that I've really started looking, I just can't seem to find anywhere that will work. Or is it weird to worry about other people so much? Maybe we should just be open about it And no matter what people say, I hired a senpai and I... Okay, I guess I wouldn't be going through all this trouble if we could really do that. And I'm starting with senpai as friends anyway. Maki-san? Yes. Is something wrong? Yes. After a pretty stupid exchange, I realized that Kamano-san from the seat next to mine had addressed me. Oh, so her and Hina are classmates. I don't know if... I think that was mentioned before. I just didn't clock it. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just thinking. What did you need? Did you say something to me? The next Alliance raid is motherfucking Evangelion? Oh boy. I haven't said anything yet. You've just been spaced out for a while, Maki-san. You're not eating at all. Do you feel bad? Just as Kamano-san said, I appear to have suddenly stopped eating the rest of my lunch. She must think I'm really weird. Staring into space, stopping halfway through my meal. No, that's not it. Since I didn't know what sort of face to make, I chose to smile a little. Kamano-san stared straight at me, with eyes like she could see all the way into the depths of my soul. Like, she may have been a little mad. Hi, Flagon. Why are we all shouting? I'm not gonna shout because I'd blow the ears out. I don't think she was though. From our conversations together, we've become close enough that I think I can read her. She was probably just too worried to ignore me with how I was acting. I was just spacing out a little. Your lunch is always like so pretty, Kamano-san. It always looks really balanced and stuff too. I usually shout nerds when I get here. True. Yeah, that's true. I tried to steer the conversation somewhere else, maybe a little too obviously, but it really was true. Whenever I see Kamano-san's lunch, it's always got a ton of variety and looks good, and there's a lot of it, like you might expect for someone in an athletics club like her. It looks really tasty. You don't make it yourself, do you? Someone always makes it for me. Your mum? Nuh-uh. From what Kamano-san told me, her lunch is made by a second-year student, a childhood friend who lives next door to her. What's with that? It's wonderful. If I could make lunch for a harder senpai like Kamano-san and a senpai of hers, what would that be like? I always had my mum make my lunches, but if we could eat a lunch like that together, somewhere where just the two of us could relax, I really need to find that place, our secret place. Thinking again? No, well, yeah, actually a little. I'm thinking, I guess, or I'm wondering. Wondering? I was kind of wondering if there was like an unpopular spot where people could stay out of sight on campus somewhere. I'm looking for one, but I'm having no luck. Now that I think about it, what I'm saying sounds kind of wrong, doesn't it? If I came out with that all of a sudden, people would be surprised, right? Or they'd think I'm weird. But I've been working on this for days and I haven't come up with anything or found anywhere. Maybe I'm just grasping at straws, asking Kamano-san about this, asking for her advice. Kamano-san's kinda quiet, and you'd think she'd be unapproachable, but she's actually pretty easy to talk to. Somewhat unpopular. Kamano-san looked away from me like she was considering it. When she does that, she kinda looks pretty. But that pretty image of hers was shattered by the words she said next. Like in a tree? Huh? A tree? There are a lot of mosquitoes this time of year though, but there aren't any when you get up 20 meters. 20 meters? Like there, the enoki tree next to the building. Or like on the roof of the Kumo Miyagura. There might be a blind spot on the opposite side from the Hoshikan building. But it might get super hot soon. Sorry, I don't think I can climb up anywhere that high. Really? Then, like in a hedge by the inner building? Oh, Hina. Some are pretty big inside. I bet nobody could see you from outside. In a hedge? Have you hidden one? But there were a lot of mosquitoes and a spiderweb got in my hair. That was bad. When Kamano-san started to list her suggestions, I thought maybe she was making fun of me, but I may have underestimated her. Kamano-san holds her expression so well it's hard to tell, but it really doesn't look like she's joking. Maybe this is Kamano-san's idea of a serious answer. But the level of difficulty of her suggestions is a little too high, I think. I might be able to get into some of these places, but I really doubt Ihara-senpai could. Kamano-san's got this sharp image to her, like a Shiba or a Kai, some kind of Japanese dog, but from what she's saying now, she's more like a cat. Well, PS4 compatibility is dead. Wait, really? Is it because of PlayStation? Does Kamano-san wear her tracksuits all the time because it's easier to move through places like that? No, that couldn't be. Then there's... Sorry, I can't think of anywhere else. Oh, that's fine. Really. I know I asked something pretty weird. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you if I find anywhere else good. Thank you, but really, don't worry about it so much. Now that I think about it, we're both new students. It's only natural that she wouldn't know that much about the school either. 8.3 at most, they're saying it won't be able to support PS4 anymore, so you have 2 years to save up for PS5, they said. So it's getting to the point where the system just can't cope. Wouldn't be able to handle it. I guess. Sorry about that. Yeah, I still don't know much about Shirojo, about this school. I'm sure there's a good place somewhere. I should do some more looking. But I feel a little better after telling Kamano-san about it and hearing those ideas, I think. It was good just learning that there are places in the school I don't know about. I'm glad I talked to her. I'll just think about it that way. Yeah, I guess they can only keep it running on, like, keep it supported for so long before it just becomes ineffective to do so. or impossible to do so. Extra Mackie. We'll do this. I finished eating my lunch and set out on my usual patrols. It's part of my duties as a member of the disciplinary committee, but really I just like getting a little exercise after lunch. Helps with digestion. The new alt is Kafka. Oh, I'm curious on how that links in. It's pretty nice to walk around the outside of the grounds, by the pool, or behind the gym, slowly weaving through the shade where there aren't too many people. I stopped when I noticed someone in an unpopular spot behind one of the school buildings. A first year back here? That's unusual. The first year was moving around restlessly, peeking into the shade and stretching to look over the fence. Is she looking for something? But then memories of her small frame running around energetically flashed back to me. I think she's a first year who's close to Ihara Senpai and just joined the beautification committee. Ihara Senpai supports the school, handling various miscellaneous tasks every day. I respect her, but also worry a little that she takes on more than she can handle. So when I heard there was a first year helping her out, I was both relieved and a little interested in this new helper. Looking for something? Huh? Her back went stiff when I called out to her. It's a typical reaction people have when they run into me, the disciplinary committee demon, or school gate guard. Hello, Adayu Senpai. But the first thing she did after unfreezing was bow her head and greet me properly. My name is Maki, I'm a first year. I know, you're friends with Ihara Senpai, right? Friends? She parroted, her cheeks flushing. She looked scandalized but happy. It's legit Kefta, I'm so confused. So is it a Shadowbringer's Ray? No. It's not Shadow, it's an Endwalker one, isn't it? Endwalker Ultimate? Or is it a Shadowbringer's Ultimate? So, are you looking for something back here? Shadowbringers was Futures rewritten, so it's a Endwalker one. So you're looking for something back here? Oh, yes, well... Do you know any quite unpopular places, Adayu Senpai? Unpopular places? Yes, I'm sorry for asking you something so weird. Okay, the ads are gonna run, guys, and I'm just gonna take a quick break while they do. So if you haven't already, you should also get up, hydrate, stretch, all that good stuff. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, guys, I'm back, so let us continue, shall we? Yes, I'm sorry for asking you something so weird. It was indeed a weird question, but I decided to show her the places that came to mind as a continuation of my patrol. It was a good opportunity to assess Maki-san's character, but more importantly, I just liked how she wasn't too timid around me. I brought up a few different conversation topics as we walked. Her impression of the school, what she thought of classes, which subject was her favourite. She still seemed nervous, but she gave me good answers. I thought they said Beastmaster was 7.5, now it's going to be 7.56 and isn't launching until September. Are they gonna... Okay. Have they pushed it back to give it more, so then they can add more onto it because they've realized it's lacking? I feel like that might be what it is. Or I hope that's what it is. Because I feel like a lot of people have been like, why is it only level 50? Only goes to level 50. The beautification committee really does all sorts of things, doesn't it? Thanks to that, I know a whole lot about the school now, even though I just started here. When I brought up the beautification committee, she grinned and started talking happily about it. What sort of things other students asked her to do and how she did them. She seems quite motivated. From her excited, quick tone, I thought she seemed sincere, a bit impetuous, maybe, but I liked her enthusiasm. But there are also a lot of things I'm not used to and not good at yet. I want to be able to do everything really efficiently like Ihara Senpai does. Ihara Senpai, eh? I think it'll take a lot of work to get up to her level. I couldn't help muttering something discouraging when I imagined the virtuous Ihara Senpai with all of the burdens she takes onto herself. But Maki-san nodded, if anything, getting even more enthusiastic. You're right, how on earth am I going to do it? She'll do anything for anyone, really quickly, without complaining at all. I think she conducts herself well. Right? She's smiling like she's the one being complimented. No, she looks even happier. She must be really enamored. But her adoration, is it really just that? She's really nice to me too, and she's always really considerate, like, are you tired? You can rest. Even though she's the one who works the hardest. It's the first time I've met someone like her. She tacked that last line on after all her enthusiasm. She muttered it to herself, and my suspicions were confirmed. Her feelings for Ihara Senpai have gone long past simple adoration. I wonder how Ihara Senpai feels. I wondered if she was aware of Maki-san's feelings, and if she was, what she thought of them. That won't be an easy road. I imagined some scenarios, though I knew it was rude of me. It's pretty far from the school buildings out here, but that also makes it quieter, and it's a blind spot from the windows. Huh, I didn't know there was a place like this out here. Thank you. Yeah, this might work. It might be kind of humid soon though. Maki-san glanced around, inspecting each deserted spot we came to. Is she looking for somewhere quiet for romance after all? She walked around each spot, checking its view, how comfortable it was, and even taking notes. and she looks dead serious during all this. As long as she doesn't do anything that needs disciplining, I suppose. The worry ran through my head even as I smiled at the adorable sight. Those are all the places I know. They're good enough. That was really helpful. Thank you so much. Maki-san bowed her head deeply. She was wearing a really broad grin. I must have won her favor by showing her those spots. It was hard to give her a warning, but well, I had to. The truth is the truth. I didn't show you anything particularly smart, or go to any particular trouble. I just showed you around my patrol route as a disciplinary committee member. Huh? A disciplinary committee member will come by here a few times a day, so it isn't as if it's entirely deserted. Magi-san froze for a moment, then visibly deflated. Yeah, you're right. You're in the disciplinary committee, and disciplinary committee disciplines people. I get it. These places are nice, but they must be unpopular because they're on the patrol route. I think she just said something pretty rude, but again, I find myself endeared by her disappointment. Guess it's not surprising. She was searching so earnestly, so enthusiastically, and at the very end, all her hopes were dashed. Guilt stabbed into my heart. No, there are plenty of places the disciplinary committee doesn't know about too. It's a big campus. I doubt too many people know every single spot. Even I have some places I'm not too acquainted with. When I realized what I was saying, I was surprised at myself. She was telling her not to give up hope. What am I telling her? It's a little problematic considering my position. Really? But seeing her face brighten up was a little relieving. Well, even if you do find a place like that, don't use it for anything bad now. What a lenient warning coming from the Demon Gate Guard. She has a soft spot for Maki. Just as I thought, when she replied of course, it looked less like she'd taken my warning to heart, and more like she'd renewed her focus on finding her unpopular place. Well, that's fine. It's probably Maki-san's character that makes it difficult for me to scold her seriously. Either because she wears her emotions on her sleeve, or because her enthusiasm is just so genuine. She has a peculiar charisma to her. She's an interesting girl. If it's her, maybe. An image of Haihara-senpai taking on the student body's laziness as her own labor flashed through my mind. This passionate girl with her respect and love for Haihara-senpai. Maybe she'll be able to change things now that they've gotten so bad. No, maybe she can change Haihara-senpai herself. She does help Haihara, like, come out of her shell. So, it is nice. First time, and this is Megami? Yeah. Oh, Yuna. I have no complaints about all the time I spent alone with Sachi-san. But it's really been so long since I've known anyone else. Someone I can even greet in the hallways. I didn't know how much I missed it. Oh, Megami. And I even get a response. I suppose I'm happy about that. I'm not going to tell Yuna that though. What is it? Did something happen? Huh? Yuna whispered to me, bouncing her vision between the people around her. Well, I can't tell her that I said hi just because I wanted to. She's gotta respect me. Well... But I can't really think of anything to tell her. I usually say pretty much everything I need to on the roof. Yuna cut off my thoughts before I could figure out what to say. Come to think of it, I've been meaning to ask. Go on? Well... We were already at the end of a deserted hallway, but Yuna lowered her voice to be almost inaudible. She hesitated for a moment, an awkward look on her face. What is it? This is kind of hard to ask, but... Come on, if you're gonna ask something, ask it. She's not going to say she's fallen for Sachi-san too, is she? Declare herself my rival? Ah, I knew this was gonna go bad from the start. It's impossible not to admire Sachi-san. Why are you two so set on this, well, unregrettable first time thing? Huh? Like, if you don't know how to do it, couldn't you, just try? You love each other, don't you? Really now, don't scare me like that. I thought it was something serious. I didn't think it would be that of all things. Why do we want an unregrettable first time so much? Why can't we just figure it out if we love each other? Somehow they brokered a deal with Nintendo to allow Switch 2 owners to play 14 without a Nintendo Online subscription, which Nintendo has always forced for any online capability at all. How the hell have they accomplished that? What exclusive game did they promise Nintendo? Because they have to have promised an exclusive game in exchange. There's got to be something like that. Nintendo doesn't do shit like that for free. You're naive, Yuna. You can't take first times so lightly. They're dangerous, You gotta use caution. Huh? You'd think she'd do better than a vacant stare. Fine, I guess I'll have to teach her. Kids these days don't know anything. Listen, when I was alive, there was a girl in my class who was pretty mature. She had dyed hair and a super long skirt, and she was going out with a punk. In class, she was kind of a loner. But if she started talking about something, all the girls in class would call out and listen to her. Me too. Of course, I couldn't just quietly eavesdrop when she was talking about first times. I asked her a few questions too. What I learned from her was that first times are totally dangerous. How exactly are they dangerous? Yuna's looking at me like she kind of gets it and kind of doesn't. Well, fine. I went close and whispered the details into Yuna's ear. I knew no one could hear me, but it wasn't the sort of thing you should just say out loud. Well, first her boyfriend and then, you see... And like that, so she had to... But there was so much so. The next day was, and still, she had to just... But it really hurt, and mostly it was just a tough, exhausting experience. I backed up a little and looked at Yuna. She was silent, the color drained from her face. Isn't that tragic? I guess so, but isn't that because she was with a guy? Maybe, but maybe not. If we try and it doesn't work, what do we do then? I guess, but... We only get one first time. If we screw it up, we'll never get another. When I told Sachi-san this, she said, we should be careful, so... Sachi-san and I are a loving couple, bound by a perfect bond. Our first time has to be perfect too. Oh boy. Yes, really, it's true. I almost want to applaud myself. It would be the same even if we weren't so perfect. Isn't it only natural that the first time you become one with your lover should be a wonderful experience to fondly remember for the rest of your life? Yet Yuna just nods to herself like always, with that boring look on her face that makes it impossible to guess what she's thinking. Well, I get it. Thanks. What a dull response. Then she went off saying class is gonna start. Well, whatever. Yuna had a look on her face like, I guess that makes sense. She's still such a kid. One day she'll understand what I meant, and then she'll regret not thanking her senpai in life here. Senpai, eh? Also been a really long time since I've had anyone to talk to as their senpai. It doesn't really feel like it, since I still look like I did back then, but I'm like a generation wiser than she is, and I'm 100, no, 200 steps ahead of her when it comes to experiencing love. Senior and junior, huh? Yeah, that doesn't feel bad. She's a pretty useful junior to have around. I guess, though it's lame that Yuna doesn't seem to think of me as her senpai at all. I'll just have to keep explaining my wisdom to her like this whenever I see her. I've got lots of things to teach her as her senpai, and I've got to keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't make a move on Sachi-san. I wonder what she looks like to Arno when she goes into I'm going to curse you mode. Do you think she looks spiky? Wait, does this add more? I wonder, because we've got none at the end here, but I feel like there might be some. Shopping. When did we start doing this? I don't really know. I feel like we've been having these as long as I can remember. Maybe since Hina's been around. We've had dinner together and sleepovers since we were little after all. Right, sleepovers. We've had lots of these sleepover study sessions for as long as I can remember. And since I started school at Shirajo, it's been 3 of us, including Arno. Part of these sleepovers is shopping at the neighborhood supermarket, the Chumaru. I want to put some effort into dinner tonight. I want it to be good and give us all energy, so I've got to think hard about the menu. I'm looking forward to your cooking, Yuna. Right, Hina-chan? I secretly look forward to these whenever tests are coming up. It's not a dinner party, you know. Yeah, I know. Do you have something you want to eat, Hina-chan? Meat. It's not a meat party, Hina. Huh? What's a meat party? Something we did a lot at Yunane's house when we were little. We grilled meat on the veranda with charcoal. Oh. I'm telling you, we're not doing that today. Of course. I've got a bigger budget for stuff on sleepover nights, so I can experiment with different kinds of foods. It's great. Though a bigger budget doesn't mean I have the time to make anything too elaborate. I would just have less time to study then. I'm honestly happy to have the budget for 3 people. It means more variety, and for some things, the more you make, the better they are. And if I'm going to the trouble of making something, I want them to be happy about it. I should be extra careful with the ingredients today. When we get to the Chumaru, we'll start with the vegetables. It really is logical to put the vegetables right by the entrance, I think. Once you've picked your vegetables, you've picked your meal. Even if your main dish is meat or fish, or if you're not cooking them together, the vegetables decide whether a meal is Japanese or Western too. It's a good season for cabbage. It's a bit of a headache that vegetables have been kind of pricey lately though. Is it a bit too early for new potatoes? They'd be pretty good. Gratin, mashed potatoes, home fries, oven baked with chicken, croquettes. Oh, I could make pizza too. And then there are omelets. Hash browns, fried stuff might be a bit heavy. Oh, but Hina will probably eat a lot, so I should make something filling. But we can't get too sleepy to study. It'd be best to make something light and refreshing. Yunane, we can buy juice and stuff, right? Yeah? And snacks. You just want snacks to munch on when you're studying, right? I can always picture Arno and Hina rushing over to the junk food as soon as we enter the Chumaru, filling up a basket with snacks and juice. Lots of sugar at night will make you fat for sure. Do they not care about that? Hina might be fine because she moves around a lot on the track team, but Arno, it'd probably go to her chest. And I don't want them eating snacks as soon as they get home. It won't be good if they're too full for dinner. I've got to stop them somehow, and while I'm thinking about what to say to them, I realized I felt like a mum with 2 kids. No wait, what am I thinking? I'm still a student. You can't buy too much, you won't have room for dinner, you'll get fat, and snacks are expensive. What? What? Don't what me, and don't follow Arno's example, Hina. If you want dessert, I'm made panna cotta, so don't buy too many sweets. We've got tea for drinks, but you can get some juice if you want it. Panna cotta? You're making that again? It was really good last time. Really? Hina-chan. Yay, panna cotta. I love you, Mama Yuna. I love you, Mama Yunane. Oh man. Just coming in with the mama. Mommy? Mommy Yuna? Jeez. Ah, jeez. I wanted to keep it a secret and surprise them. Darn. Mama? I'm not your mama. I'm not a mum. Save the kids for a different decade. Mommy? These are interesting. I like them. They're just kind of like goofy little side things. What's this one? Cardinal symptom idiocy. Oh no. What's this gonna be like? Oh no. Here we go. Why is it Megumi's POV? That's not who it showed it was gonna be. Nakatani Megumi. It's been a little while since Yuna agreed to help us. I was looking out over the roof, thinking over our plans. Even if Yuna's helping us now, no, of course she's helping us. We'll need good strategies. This is pretty hard though. In the first place, we're not going to get anywhere if we don't find girls who are in love with other girls. Wah! Waho! What was that scream? I heard a yell sound out from the school building through the open door to the stairs. I turned around and the voice took the form of a girl flying out onto the roof like she had no other goal but to startle me. Her hair color, her clothing, her wild charge and screaming voice, everything about her stood out. Ah! Ah? She's rushing toward me. Oh my god, what is this? It's scary. Yeah. That was quite a noise. There's a fence there, you know. That looked like it hurt. Uh-oh. The girl suddenly quieted, sliding to the ground with her fingers still curled around the fence. Is she okay? She'd worried me with that crash, so I bent down to look at her face. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What's going on? She's hanging her head, muttering something. She's wigging out. But what's happening to me? Yeah, she's probably, you know, one of those types. How unfortunate. I'll just pretend I didn't see this. But then the girl stopped rubbing her cheek on the fence and snapped her head back toward the sky. My chest hurts, but my body feels so light. Huh? I stared at her profile, her forlorn voice piercing my heart for some reason. Ah, and the sky looks way cooler than it usually does. I don't know why, but I feel like I might cry. I feel dizzy just sitting here, like I'm gonna be sucked up into it. Her voice sounded feverish and her eyes were moist, and the things she was describing sounded familiar to me. My heart's beating really freaking hard, and my head feels totally empty, and I feel kinda hot. Those symptoms sound like... Am I sick? Am I a goner? I suppose sick is one way to put it, and you could indeed be a goner. Wait, is this that? The thing I've heard about? It's love. You've got it. She reached the conclusion right on cue. I pointed out her, declaring her correct. It wasn't a conversation, since she couldn't hear me, but I didn't care. It just means that I'm succeeding as a ghost if I can enjoy exchanges like these. Whoa, huh? So this is love. Holy crap, what a rush. She gave a big stretch, lying back onto the roof. Her eyes sparkling with emotion. My, you really seem like you're enjoying this, but the hard part is yet to come. That intensity though. Anybody would fall in love with that. That pretty face with those hard eyes and that cool voice. I'd bow down to that beautiful glare anytime. Holy freaking crap. Who knew there was a girl like that here? Who knew I'd have a moment so rock and roll she rocked my world for sure? Wait, what? You're in love with a girl? Why didn't you say so? What perfect luck for a love-struck girl to rush straight to me. I wasn't even busy. I've got to report this to Sachi-san. Will she be happy? Yeah, I bet she will. And she'll tell me I did a good job. Good work, Megami. I can't believe you found another one so quickly. You're quite sensitive to love, aren't you? Oh, is this her imagining it? It's all for you, Sachi-san, and it isn't just my heart that's sensitive. Oh, it isn't. How wonderful. She'll say, and we'll stare into each other's eyes, and then our hands will reach out and, it'll be so dreamy. If she says that and looks at me with those eyes, holy crap. My fancy was rudely interrupted when the girl shouted out of nowhere and jumped up. Oh, would you pipe down? Woohoo, yeah. Love's sick. I feel like I could fly. Please don't, you're on the roof. She screamed, holding the fence and hanging out over it. Wait, that's dangerous. You're going to be in trouble if you try to fly from there. You know, are you stupid? I caught my breath when I realized I'd scolded her out loud. Well, that's just what love is like. In fact, the #1 symptom of love might be that it turns you into an idiot. After I met Sachi-san, yeah, you can't help acting stupid. I turned back to the girl, feeling nostalgic, to find her nodding to herself. Okay, I'm gonna go look again. Oh, she's going to go see the target of her affection now? That's convenient for the both of us. I'll cheer her on that much harder if I know who she's in love with. Is she gonna glare at me again with her eyes like knives? Is she gonna ask me, do you need something? With that hard voice of hers? I can't wait. You're happy about that? Wow. When I saw the smile that accompanied her muttering, I couldn't help but match her grin. I bet you'll fall in love with her all over again though. After all, liking someone more and more, the more you see them is what love's all about. Go for it. I cheered and I floated after her as she booked it off the roof. Now we'll go to her POV, I'm guessing. Or is it just gonna end? Okay, then it ends. So that was her, like, realizing that she has a crush on Aryu. It's funny that it was from Megami's POV. What's this on? Hanako-san in the bathroom? Okay. This is one of those urban legends, Hanako-san. About a spirit in the bathroom. I've heard a rumor. A rumor about something in the east side bathroom on the 3rd floor. The sort of rumor that any school has, including Shurojo. I've never paid much mind to those sort of rumors, though there might have been a time in elementary school when I tried to check one out for myself. This is Yuna? POV? Okay. The east side bathroom on the 3rd floor of the Hoshikan building. I went into the last stall on the end. I didn't close the door or lock it. I was going to find out if this supposed thing actually locked the door for you. I really don't think I've done something like this since elementary school. Trying to find out if a ghost exists. The rumor was that the lonely Hanako-san would lock the door and whisper from behind you something like, "Stay with me." In before is one of the spirits messing with them. I heard it from Ano. She really seems to like stuff like this. She told me all about it when I hadn't even asked. That was this morning. The east bathroom on the 3rd floor, the stall furthest in the back. Hanako-san supposedly shows up here. Is it gonna be Sachi? No way. School ghost stories nowadays? So I thought, but it did make me wonder, why was I even thinking about this sort of thing at this age? Probably because I've met 2 real ghosts, Sachi-san and Megami. That alone made me interested in the rumor. I remembered what Ano had told me. She said the door would lock if you called the ghost. Called, eh? Hanaka-san. Huh? It happened right before my eyes. The door closed without a sound and locked. While no one but me was in the stall. Oh boy. Of course I was alone. Or it looked that way to me at least. No one was there. And yet it looked like someone had moved the door. Megami? Oh, you figured it out? Oh, it also was Megami. Of course it was the poltergeist. Megami slid through the door and appeared in front of me. Hands held out in front of her chest and all, like some bad movie ghost. I thought you'd be behind whatever ghost stories we had here. Hanako-san in the bathroom, eh? I was sure from the moment the door locked. For a split second, I could see a finger slide right through the mechanism. I'm not Hanako, as if I'd used such a dated name. And I don't really like the in the bathroom part either. Well, they're going to call you Hanako-san if you're acting like her. Because it was just one of your pranks in the end. What? Not even getting startled? You're no fun, Yuna. I'm just trying to put some excitement into everyone's dull school lives. I didn't expect it to become some big rumor, though there's no such thing as monsters like that. This coming from someone who's literally a ghost. Yep. I love that. I love that though, that Megami's just messing with people, just to pass the time. Like, that's the kind of thing as a ghost, which is, if I was a ghost, it's something I would do, if I could, just to mess with people's heads a little bit, because it's a very slight thing to fuck with people. Excitement, huh? Right, I thought everyone would be bored with their boring lives. That was quite a sentence. People need stimulation like this sometimes, right? Right? So now and then I play around like this without totally freaking anyone out or anything. But why did they say it was a monster doing it? Why didn't they just say it was a ghost? I mean, as if there's a monster like that, right? I blew Maisie's mind. I called Attack on Titan a mech anime again, and she's like, "You're so right." Yeah, it is a mech anime. Because they use blood to transform into their mech suits. That's the activation key of the mechs. A ghost is telling me she doesn't believe in monsters. I remembered something then. And also, like in all mech animes, there's a weak spot of the mech. There's always a weak spot in the mechs, which gets exploited. I don't suppose Sachi-san does things like this sometimes too. There's another ghost at this school after all. One with a much longer history than Megami. Yes, before I did a few different things. I had gone up to the roof with Megami to ask her, and she confirmed my suspicions. Those days I may have done some things involving Ouija boards when they were in fashion. Of course. Sachi-san's amazing. She would read the hearts of the people using the Ouija boards and move the coin around on it. Also, can I just point out, this is the first time we've seen Sachi doing this. Like, it's always Megami we've seen with like this with the ghost one. People need to stop fucking with Ouija boards, yes. Anything supernatural, don't fuck with it. Just don't. You're just asking for it. You're gagging to be killed by a ghost. So, all the Ouija board games that happened at this school were real. That's so totally cool, Sachi-san. Oh my, it's a bit embarrassing to be praised so much. Is it really praise? But things change. I don't really want to do that sort of thing anymore. Not since that one time. One time? I just mean that superstitions won't make a person happy. Fortune telling is something you do to take your mind off the present. And Ouija boards are the same. They give you only a little glimpse into the future, or far away fleeting ideas of a utopia may be the same. That's not true, Sachi-san. We'll make our utopia happen. We can do it. Yes, you're right. Sachi-san nodded, though her eyes were looking somewhere far away. What's with the weird mood? I wondered if something had happened, but I couldn't convince myself to ask about it. I still had to say what I needed to say though. I don't think you should play too many pranks like this and have rumors spread about you. Everything in moderation. Duh. Yes, you're right. We'll do that. And we aren't bored now that you're here, Yuna-san. That's the thing. They were doing these things because they were bored. It's like, okay. They had no malicious towards it, they were just bored. So you were just bored. Huh. Come again? No, it's nothing. I suppose I can't blame them for getting bored after being ghosts for so long. Megami talked about the students' boring lives, but these two may have been more restless themselves. All the same, I'm not sure how I feel about them using me to stave off their boredom either. It's fine, Yuna. It's fine. Blah, 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 blah. Questing buddies. Oh yeah, because Ano's a gamer. I think she games with Tusuru Gamine. Yeah. Yeah, it takes longer to do it solo, but it's way more rewarding, don't you think? Oh, is this Zarya? Is this Zarya's point of view about gaming? Yeah, I think I get that. It's fun to get everything really quickly with a party, but it can be interesting to go it alone too. Like fighting with everything you've got, you get really into it. They're talking about being a solo playing content, which is intended for parties. Whoa, how hardcore, Kiri? Are you a masochist? Huh? Come on, don't be like that. You do the same thing, don't you, Ano? I get it, but it's pretty hard to solo the Gathering Hall, especially with dual blades. You get stuck and just end up beating on stuff. What? Don't stop if you're using dual blades. Don't beat on stuff if you can't block. Shouldn't you be demon dancing with dual blades? You demon dancing fool. The rainy season's nearly done, and the days are starting to get sunny and hot. Kiri and I were talking about a new game we were both into. A hunting game on a portable system. Are they talking about Monster Hunter? I feel like they're talking about Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Freedom on the PSP. Yeah, Dual Blades and Demon Dance are Monster Hunter things, and it was on the PlayStation Portable, which would have... Oh man. Freedom Unite. Yeah, I think that's the first Monster Hunter game I played, was Freedom Unite. I think I still have my PSP somewhere, but the battery's fucked on it. It's nice being able to talk to people who like the same games as me. There are all sorts of different genres after all. Kiri's a friend I'm thankful to have on that front. She's a surprisingly dedicated gamer to someone like me who likes action games but isn't very good at them. It's pretty hardcore that her character's equipment and armor are prioritized by cuteness too. I'm glad I met her from the bottom of my heart. You have to be lucky to meet people who have the same hobbies as you. I met Kiri about a year ago. I think she saw the little cat character strap I had on my phone and said, "Oh, isn't that a limited edition one?" Because there was Freedom Unite and then there was another one on the PlayStation Portable. I can't remember what it was called though. I didn't really want to stand out, so at first I was like, crap, but in the end, it turned out alright. Kiri's a good kid. She's good at games too. Way better than me at least. She gets achievements before I do, and she's really skilled at FPS games and stuff. Ones I'm really bad at. Because something I used to do is during our lunch breaks, we would bring our PSPs and then just do a hunt during our lunch break, like do a one or two hunts during like school time. That was always fun. So, want to do the gathering hall? I think it'd be a cinch if I hunt with you. Come on, Kitty Summer. Come gather materials with me. My friends and I would play the Worms Battleground games. Oh, those were so good as well. The Worms games were so good. I used to play the hell out of those on the DS. I was going to suggest the same thing. It's nice to have a vanguard when you're using a bow, and it's not as if I don't like playing in a party. Another game I played, a game I played a lot of on the PSP was the Yu-Gi-Oh games. I played a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh games. Yu-Gi-Oh Tag Force and Tag Force 2. If you ever played those games. Anno, you here? Huh, Nina. You look tired as usual. We're going on a hunt. Want to join in? I even had a Yu-Gi-Oh game on the Game Boy. On the Game Boy Advance. Which I used to play a lot of as well. I think it was like Duelist. It was like a Duelist King. No, it wasn't Duelist Kingdom. It was I think it was like Champion of the Duelists or something like that. I'll join. I'm tired as usual. I'm tired, but I've got the energy for games. Oh, that's right. Oh no, I'll return the game I borrowed. 3 was a little shallow compared to 2. You were right. You got through that fast? I'm not very good at hardcore FPSs, and it took me over a week to clear it, but you finished it in a day? Easy peasy. I should have known. Is that why Naina's sleepy all the time? Let's go on that hunt then. You better join in and stay awake, Naina. I can handle it. Naina's a lance user, incidentally. She's the best out of the three of us, but she has a pretty big issue. Nina dozes off and goes offline if we play more than 2 hours. We'll have to keep an eye on the clock. 2 hours, that's weak sauce. Huh? When I had the system in my hands, I was about to turn it on, I realized. Did Naina come to this classroom on her own? Naina? Hmm? Are you alone? Those three are usually together. The other two are usually around even when we're gaming like this. But Naina's alone for some reason. Why? Ah, well, there's some stuff going on. Now let's hunt. I've picked up the quest. It's on. Ha, wait a second. I need to change my equips to my party stuff. I cocked my head a bit. I remember that Yuna's been asking about the three of them a lot lately. So, does this have something to do with those ghosts? But what could those spirits and Yuna have to do with the three of them? Something's definitely going on that I don't know about. Naina's here alone after. What could be a bigger clue? It bugs me. It's bugging me. I couldn't help thinking about it as I stared at my character through the LCD. She was wearing some armor with a risky amount of exposure. I guess I must be worried about Yuna getting caught up in something. I'm worried, but I also wonder. If Yuna's dealing with something, like secretly protecting Naina or something, as if she were the protagonist in an old-fashioned light novel. Going, I'll end all the sadness. What if she, like, spouting off cliched lines like that? Getting a good look at your bikini armor, Arno? That's quite the grin. Pretty creepy, Arno. Oh. But whoa, it's nothing. Let's get through those mobs real quick. That was close. What was I grinning about? Ah, that was embarrassing. But if Yuna is wrapped up in something involving goats, maybe I should tell her about my power. But I know, went your way. Wow, when'd that happen? We've already started? Ah, let me guess. We're gonna have to start this one over. Ugh, no way. Yeah, that's not gonna be easy. I love how it's canon that they play Monster Hunter. That's just great. Lunch. This is Matsuri. Again. Don't be weird, Matsuri. Please. After our noon meeting, the team gathered to eat lunch. Glancing over at what Hien had brought, I discovered it looked pretty fancy. More pretty than fancy, I suppose. Oh, that looks good. Let me have some. It's massive, of course, it's weird. Yeah, true. Ah. Your chopsticks move instinctively when you spot something tasty looking, right? I grabbed a bundle of cooked rice with veggies and tossed it into my mouth. Whoa, this is good. It's still soft, and it tastes awesome. Your mum's a great cook, Hina. My mum didn't make it. How dare you steal Hina's food, which was carefully made by Yuna? Huh, really? You didn't make it yourself, did you? No. Then who did? A girl who lives next door. Wow, really? Let's see how this stuff is. Oh, this is good too. Hey, what is this? Hina, throw hands. Stewed chicken. Come on, Masuri, stay out of other people's lunches. But it's really tasty, see? I fished one of the carrots out from Hina's stew, and this time I tossed it into Miyu's mouth. Oh, this is good. Right? So why do you sound so proud about it? Hehehe. Now you're an accomplice, Miyu. You can't get mad anymore. Ah, I'm sorry, Hina. I ate some too. It's okay. Chicken stew is a good idea. You get the protein of the chicken, and there's plenty of vegetables too. And the side dishes look like they're carefully balanced too. And it's not just the taste, it even looks really good. I haven't seen stuff cut decoratively like this except in catering lunches. This time I picked up a shiitake, though it didn't last long before it went into my mouth. How dare you eat the mushrooms? The mushrooms are great. You're stealing Hina's mushrooms. The flavors absorbed better when they're cut like that. That's what Yunane said. Yunane, that's the girl next door. I didn't know that you like. I really like mushrooms. They're great. Tomi Yuna. Tomi-san, huh? She's a very impressive cook. She makes a lunch like this for you every day. Like stuffed mushrooms, like having mushroom stuffed with cheese, so good. With some breadcrumbs on top. There's real num-noms. Hina's usual blank expression barely wavered when her lunch and friends were complimented, but I think she looked a little prouder than usual. I see, so she likes to show off this friend of hers. That's so nice. I wish I had someone to make lunches like this for me. I said, tossing a slice of egg in my mouth. It was perfectly soft. It was perfect, softly boiled and not too sweet. As I chewed it, I sent Miyu a meaningful look. I honestly want to try like the rolled eggs, which they do for the lunches. At some point. Quit stealing your junior's nutrition. Don't you think it's unfair how much nicer it is than mine, though? How am I supposed to get through your hellish training with just this? Sheesh, fine, I'll make you lunch. Huh, really? Well, I don't think I could do it every day. Oh, I'm glad I said that. Score. Then, make sandwiches. You're only good at sandwiches after all. Matsuri. This is how you make it so you don't get lunch. What's that supposed to mean? Good job, you stepped on a landmine. Ah, sorry. I'm sorry. Danger, danger. I may have gotten a little carried away. She just told her wife to go to the kitchen and make her sandwich. No, she told her wife to go to a kitchen and make a sandwich because she can't cook anything else. So not only did she say, go to the kitchen and make a sandwich, she said, it's because you're not good enough to make anything else. It's fun teasing Miyu, but I don't want to gamble the sandwiches I just won. I should stick to finish my own lunch now. Okay, the ads are about to run through, guys, so we'll just take a quick pause while that happens. Like, oh man. Talking about the shiitake mushrooms, like I don't know how easy it would be to get hold of shiitake mushrooms. Because I really like mushrooms. Another thing I need to make again is rice balls. Because I actually had them, they're actually very fun to make. And not too difficult. But I just need to get some sushi rice to do that. And get the nori. Yeah. Like, you can have so many fillings in them. I kind of want to get... Do you know, like, the pickled plums they do? Like, the umaboshi ones? I want to have those at some point as well. But it's one of those things which you don't want to buy Ume is really sour, yeah. I like sour things though. So, but it's one of those things you don't want to buy a lot of in case you don't like it. Because it's got a very distinct taste. But yeah, you put a little bit of umeboshi in stuff. Mix it with a little bit of sugar to take some of... Sugar and a bit of salt to take some of the sourness out. And it'd be alright. But in the Final Fantasy cookbook, there is a thing for rice balls and the fillings. So I kind of want to look at that and see what fillings they do for it. So I think it has like 3 different fillings that they do. So I'd be down to make those again at some point, because then I could just have those for lunch. The one problem I find with them is that they're a better snack meal for me. Or they, depending on what you do with them, like what you put in them, they don't last too long. But they'd be an alright lunch. Just nom nom. So I should think about making some. Get hold of some sushi rice and do that. Okay. Welcome back from the ads, guys. Let us continue. But this Yuna-chan, huh? I wonder what a girl who can make a lunch this good is like. Was that the end of it? Yeah, that was the end of that one. That was legit one more sentence. So, apparently there's quite a few of these. Doesn't look like there's as many as it says there are, but... Well, I guess those... I don't know. Okay, what one's this one? I'm a teacher, you know. Tsukuyo-chan. Before I knew it, I was searching for her. Tsurugamine Kiri-san. In the 2nd year, Class C. The sole member of the math club, of which I'm the advisor. As an educator, I don't think I should be favouring any single student, but I can't help thinking about her. Even today, while moving between classrooms on a break, I can't stop myself from searching for Tsurugamine-san among the students. I mean, up until now, since she was a first year, every time she saw me, she'd repeat cute cute, while trying to pursue some sort of physical contact with me. But she suddenly stopped doing that. Moreover, she's even started running away the moment she sees me. We can't even meet in the club. It'd be weird not to worry about this, right? I wonder if something happened, at home or with one of her school friends. She's coming to school, so if she wouldn't run, I could at least meet her and talk to her. That would be best, but here I am again, searching for her. Whoa, yikes. Yoka, what are you doing? Oh. But it seems my attention for everything else has suffered during my search, and I almost ran into someone turning a corner in the hallway. Sorry, you didn't hit anything, did ya, Sonoe-sensei? No, I should be apologizing, Koba-san. Are you alright? You're not injured? Yeah, I'm good. This girl at least calls me sensei, but she's not the most formal person in the world. But why doesn't everyone call me sensei too? There aren't very many who do, actually. Well, I don't think they're doing it maliciously, so I don't want to make too big of a deal of it. This girl is, Koba-san. Right, Koba Yoka-san. A 2nd year. I've heard that she likes music, mostly the rock genre. Her clothes sort of reflect that. She stands out a bit more than other girls at this school, I think. But at heart, She's a good, honest girl, and she takes classes seriously, though she sleeps through them sometimes. She doesn't randomly shout or set fire to things or bang her head aggressively or anything. Maybe I've got the wrong idea about Rock. That's like the extreme fucking end of the spectrum. But, Koba-san, your homeroom teacher told me you've been late more often recently. Most people do have the wrong idea about Rock, yeah. That's because they only see like the very extravagant side, because that's the side which gets the most attention. But there's a very big minority, or not big minority, small minority. Salt, what are you on about? Apparently this girl's only problem is that she has a habit of being tardy. Ah, well, I'm trying to avoid 5 times in a row though. So she doesn't care until the last possible moment? I tried to prevent a worry line from appearing across my eyebrows. You just said that to a teacher, Yoka. You shouldn't just worry about being late too often. You should avoid being late at all. I know. Should Sensei call you every morning to wake you up? Huh? You teach? She looks and sounds quite uninterested. Well, that makes sense. You wouldn't want a teacher waking you up first thing in the morning, would you? Apparently Koba-san's worry was something else though. Well, I don't want to cause you any trouble, Sonoe-sensei. And I bet Kiri'd be pissed as all hell at me if I bothered you like that too. Huh? She wasn't worried about a teacher calling her, but being scolded by her friend? Friend? Who's her friend? Koba-san, are you friends with Tsuruga Mine-san? Well, yeah. We were in the same class last year. She's funny, isn't she? I guess we just hit it off. Really? You haven't heard anything then, have you, Koba-san? From Tsuruga Mine-san? Anything? Like what? Well, Tsuruga Mine-san's been acting a little strange lately. You haven't heard about anything happening to her, or around her. Really? I shouldn't be prying into the private matters of a student. There were probably better ways to go about it, but I may have gone and asked Koba-san about it because I really am that concerned about Tsuruga Mine-san. Fortunately, Koba-san answered honestly without noticing how flustered I was feeling. And that was all well and good, but... acting strange? Huh. But Kiri's always strange in front of cute stuff, right? So Kiri's acting strange in front of you... So Kiri acting strange in front of you's like normal, isn't it, Sonoe-sensei? I suppose so, but no, that's not what I meant. It was a serious question, but I'm not sure what I should do with this response. Should I give up? Should I get a little angry? I don't want to get angry, of course. No, that's not what I mean. Not that kind of strange. It's like Tsuruga Mine-san is avoiding me. Kiri is? Avoiding you teach? That might be weird, yeah. Oh yeah, she did say something kind of weird the other day. It was something like, I've awoken to an alarming truth. Huh? What does that mean? What's this alarming truth? That's a little dramatic, isn't it? Is this something to do with her family? Or has she gotten wrapped up in some serious situation? Things can be dangerous for girls at her age. It suddenly felt like all the blood in my body was flowing twice as fast. I felt a heavy pressure settling down somewhere deep between my eyes. Oh, this isn't good. I think I'm getting dizzy too. And while I was trying to resist the feeling of my legs sinking down. But like, it's Kiri we're talking about, right? Probably has to do with something cute, right? If she's acting weird. Ah, teach? Koba-san looked at me and raised her voice in surprise. Do I really look that bad by now? And in front of a student? Oh. Drip. Sonoe-sensei, nosebleed. Nosebleed. The uncomfortable feeling in the back of my nose brought me back to myself. Ah, huh. Oh. I'm pretty used to this feeling, like snot is slowly dripping down. I pulled a packet of tissues from my bag before my clothes got dirty. I tore off a piece and stuffed it into my nose. I couldn't really be worried about appearances at this point. Hey Teach, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. This happens sometimes. But I'm alright. It's nothing serious, really. Okay, random nosebleeds? I feel ya. I feel ya. I reassured Koba-san and smiled in response to her worried look. I'm sure my voice was a little nasally. I have been working pretty hard lately. This isn't good though. I know I'm not very healthy, but I can't have the blood rushing to my head and making me look like this in front of a student. Koba-san looks a little blue too. I'm sorry, Sonoe-sensei. I promise I'll try to be late to less. That's anxiety or something, right? Nosebleeds are serious, man. I know somebody who's just burst like this before live shows, and it's scary, man. Yes, that's right. I thought so. Her clothes and her truancy are a bit of a problem, but she's really a kind girl who cares for others. I was happy about that, and it made me see her in a new light. Since I also had my position as a teacher to consider, I decided to go along with her words. Try to be on time as much as possible, okay? If this improves one of this girl's flaws, then maybe my weak constitution has come in handy for once. Yeah, I'll cut it down to only 3 times in a row, but next week at least. Well, one step at a time, right? I'll pretend I didn't hear. Yeah, Yoka, you just said to a teacher, I'm gonna be late 3 times next week. Oh, and it might be strange to add this on, but could you give Tsurugi Mina-san a message for me? Could you tell her to come talk to me if she's in some kind of trouble? Thank you. Gotcha. You want to talk to her, Teach? I'll tell Kiri if I see her. Koba-san may put a strange spin on it, but Tsurugi Mina-san might listen to the message if it's delivered from her friend. I asked Koba-san that favor and then decided to head to the bathroom. My nosebleed had stopped. Sorry about that, guys. My nosebleed had stopped already, but I wanted to look in a mirror and make sure I'd wiped all the blood away. But in any case, Tsurugi Mina-san, I really wonder what this alarming truth is. I don't think she would get into anything truly dangerous, but I still feel a heavy weight in my chest when I think about it. Bum, bum, bum. So yeah, that's her realizing her feelings for Tatsuya-chan. Megumi. Okay, this is from Sachi. During a rainy day, from under the eaves of the roof, I watched the rain steadily fall from the sky. As a spirit without a body, I don't need to be concerned with the cold or the wet, but for whatever reason, I still prefer to stay where it's dry. It's strange how that feeling remains even in a form like this. I had thought my sense of time had been dulled. There were times when years had passed before I realized it, and I had felt no change. But lately, I've been enjoying every day, and the passing of time has been very clear. I can say today is Wednesday because Yuna-san hurried off to find sales with the grocer. Usually I'd have to peek into a classroom to look at the blackboard to tell. I'm back, Sachi-san. I went out on patrol. Megumi slid through the door next to me. Her voice was a little unlike her usual self, perhaps in reflection of the gloomy rain. Thank you. Let's report then. She said she'd been on a patrol, but we're not monitoring the public order in the school. There wouldn't be anything we could do anyway. Our patrols are Yuri patrols, just to watch over the young buds of love that lie hidden within the school. That's how things were up until a little while ago at least. We could only watch over them. However, it's been different lately, since meeting Yuna-san. I'll start. The track and field couple is as volatile as ever. I see. That's a little frustrating. It's because of their love that they want to rely on and be spoiled by each other. Sometimes their feelings just don't line up. They spend so much time fighting and making up constantly. We don't fight at all. Yes, that's true. I've spent a long time with you after all, Megami. I flashed a smile toward her, and Megami's shoulders drooped in relief. I'll go next then. Sachi-san, I found a new girl. Oh my. Megami's words brought on a bit of anxiety and a bit of excitement in equal measure. Until recently, that would have just meant that we had one more person to watch over. But discovering someone's love has a very different meaning now that we have a way to make these lily buds bloom beautifully. That's amazing, Megami. You've done well. Tell me about her. Of course, Sachi-san. Megumi described to me a girl who had realized her love on this very roof, Yayoka. She was like, holy freaking crap, who knew there was a girl like that here? I couldn't help laughing at the ridiculous way Megami lowered her voice and imitated the girl. She said she was going to see the girl she'd fallen for, so I followed her. But she never actually approached her, only watched. So I couldn't quite figure out who it was. But I finally did it, so it was... Do you know the person who waits in front of the main gates in the morning to round up the latecomers? I think her name is Aryu Aki-san. I checked a few times, I'm pretty sure about it. Ah. I knew right away who she meant. She's someone who exudes a keen, stern air, like a disciplinary committee member should. It's clear even when looking at her from up on the roof. I know who you mean. She's very striking and quite pretty. Megami looked shocked for a moment, then smoothed her hair down and straightened her clothes. Finally, she looked up at me nervously and sidled over. Do you prefer more striking people, Sachi-san? She got quite hung up on that one word. Of course I prefer cute girls, like you, Megami. You do? I'm sorry, did I worry you? I felt bad, but it made me a little happy. Perhaps noticing my feelings. Megami suddenly turned her head to the side. I'll forgive you if you spend the night with me until morning. Just spend it with you? Megami's cheeks turned bright red. Her eyes watered and swam as if she wasn't sure how to respond. Even if she knew they were meaningless, pointless words, I could imagine the visions dancing in her head. Our eyes met then, and we both smiled. We've probably flirted like this dozens, hundreds of times by now. We've spent a long time playing jealousy with each other, playing confessions, playing betrothal. Countless similar exchanges during our unchanging relationship in this unchanging scenery. It was a stagnant relationship, but one that was strangely comforting, not boring. But things will be different from now on. I thought as I looked out at the rain with Megami. We'll have to speak with Yuna-san before long. We're working on the plan for Kitty-chan right now, so it may be best to wait until things are calm. And when I think about the future, I'm not really sure what to expect. I feel happy, but also a little anxious. Maybe it's because so little has changed for so long. It's strange to feel this way when everything we've been waiting for is happening. What dreadful rain, it doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. I looked up at the sky, at the same sky as Megami. The dark rain clouds suspended there walked the scenery of countless raindrops. It was a sight we'd seen many times before, but there's no rain that never ends. You're right. Megami laughed, interrupting my muttering in a positive way. I felt a little relieved at her voice. Megami has seemed dejected lately. I know the reason why, but I was also feeling confused. I couldn't be entirely comfortable with all the changes that have been occurring since we met Yuna-san. I felt a sense of urgency pushing up from my chest, as if the feelings I've forced down into myself were threatening to burst out. Sunlight isn't always a good thing either. Yeah, that is true. You need both in your life. You need the rain and the sunshine. Mine to train. Okay, this is Miyu's point of view. This is a Miyu one. I know it's the rainy season, but it's really pouring out there. When we're rained off the track, the team practices indoors. Indoor practice makes it sound good, but it's not as if we get to use the gym. All we can really do is camp out at the end of a hallway somewhere and do some muscle training. We would take up the whole hallway if we all clumped together, though, so we divide the team into groups. Matsuri and I switch off checking on each one. Is everybody working hard? From the responses I got, I could tell that the girls were getting weary of this training. I know we've had to do a lot of muscle training lately. Hopefully it'll clear up soon. Every day we're stuck doing monotonous indoor training. Is another day the team's motivation and concentration drops. It's to be expected, but it's still not good. We were just getting into serious practice with the new students too, and now they're getting sloppy. Sloppy. Somebody might get hurt if this keeps up. Matsuri and I can keep them motivated for a little while, but there's a limit to that. This is the frustrating problem. One of the first years was clinging to a window, gazing resentfully up at the dark, rainy sky. It was Hina. Glaring won't make the rain stop, you know. Oh, Miyu-senpai. You've been staring off into space for a while now. Have you finished today's training schedule? I'm still in the middle of it. Well, it's nice that she's honest. I knew my training schedule wasn't short enough that it could be finished that quickly. It might be boring, but you have to get through the program. This stuff builds up into real skill differences later. I'm sorry. Well, I can definitely understand feeling cooped up right now. I could understand Hina's frustration very well. It's hard to sit around when you're in your growing period. You want to run as many laps as you can and cut your time down. Hina's eagerness is probably backfiring right about now. I'd like to do something for her. Maybe I can salvage it by giving her some goal to achieve, but what? I'll do the rest of the program. Oh, wait a second. I got an idea and called her back as she started to leave. Yes? Will you have some time after practice? I'd like to show you something. Something like a change of pace, I suppose. Just stay behind, would you? Okay. After practice, Hina waited in the track club room. I carried over a TV from the corner of the room and set it on the desk. What's this? I've got something I wanted to show you. Okay, there we go. I connected the DVD player to the TV, put a disc into the tray, and hit the play button. An image appeared on the screen. Is this a video of a track meet? Yep, there are some practices on here too. This is what you wanted to show me? Hina looked at me as if to ask, what's it supposed to mean? Watching is good practice too. Just humor me and stick with it for a bit. I'm sure you'll get something out of it. Okay. Hina turned back to the TV, clearly unconvinced, but she didn't stay expressionless for long. After a few races, Hina's gaze was fixed to the TV, her eyes glued to Matsuri. Awesome, Matsuri-senpai's comeback. What did you think was awesome about it? Her last spurt. She even kept her form the whole time. You have a bit of a tendency to lean forward when you get tired, Hina. Do you know why? No. It's because the balance between your abdominal and dorsal muscles is off. In your case, it's probably that your dorsal muscles are weak, so you start leaning forward when you tire out. Dorsal muscles? Leaning forward like that can mess up your stride and lower your speed, and it puts too much of your upper body weight on your bones, so you use excess stamina. A lot of it is just because Matsuri's Matsuri, but she can maintain her form like this because she's trained her abdominal and dorsal muscles. Your arms are important too. Hehe, Rave, anyone who supports big companies worries me. Don't you stand Steam? Winks. Yeah, the pot calling the kettle black. Arms? Some people think you don't need your arm muscles for track, but that's not true. Pumping your arms is better for your center of gravity, and it stabilizes your torso. It makes it so that you can use all the power you're generating with your legs without losing any. But why'd you show me this video? Because I wanted to give you a goal. It's no fun doing muscle training if you don't know what it's all for, right? I'm sorry. But it's different when you know you're training your muscles to perfect your form, don't you think? I want to be able to run like Matsuri-senpai. Good. See? Watching was pretty good practice too. Yeah. We've been adding to this video since we were first years. I thought it might be a good reference at some point, but it hasn't been very helpful so far. That's not true. It's awesome. You think so? Thanks. I'm glad it came in handy. Is there any more? This is the last one. It's from the inter-school meet last year. Hina's excitement was plain to see by the time we finished the DVD. Awesome. Awesome. It's no wonder, I suppose. Matsuri was in top form around that time. There was something almost divine about her. Matsuri's a prodigy, though her mood can get in the way of her performance sometimes. She's like Bokuto in Haikyuu, who can get he has like mood swings during games, but when he gets fired up he's a powerhouse. It's really awesome. The way Matsuri-senpai runs is great. I love how she runs too. Well, that goes without saying, since I fell head over heels for her when I saw her running during our first joint practice. But you're faster in the 200, right, Miyu-senpai? Huh? Yeah, I suppose so. I'm more the type to gain speed around corners than in a straight line after all. Now it was my turn to be surprised when she pointed this out. I didn't think Hina had noticed something that small when she hasn't even been on the team for 3 months yet. Would you call that talent too? I thought she was the type to leave everything to her ability and instincts like Matsuri, but she seems to be more analytical than I thought. Your running is really cool too, Miyu-senpai. I want to get faster. Hina said to me earnestly. I think her desire to improve is a bit stronger than most, and she's very enthusiastic about practicing. She may have much more talent than we first thought. Let's both do our best then. Thank you, senpai. The carefree sparkle in her eyes was dazzling. Did we used to look like that too? I want to train her. Somewhere inside me, the desire took firm root. Hina has great potential. Hina is the best. I'm so happy that her and Yuna ended up together. I really am. Ichiki. This is Naina? Q say radio. Our noon broadcast started with the usual title call they even roped me into. Our show that airs on Wednesdays. All this rain really sucks. My hair gets all frizzy, so this time of year I run a double volume special on it. I want the rainy season to be over. You seriously say that every year, and don't stutter. Oh, you wouldn't get it with your silky straight black hair, Caesar. All of you who suffer with frizzy hair, remember who stood up for you, okay? Whoa, she's trying to get people on her side. What a pain. Well, it's the same sort of opening as usual. Umi always opens with something random but innocuous. You can count on her for that, I guess. Caesar's always just kinda done with her. At first we were pretty worried about saying stuff like what a pain and die and whatever on school broadcasts. But she's playing along with Umi's chatting. It works because Umi really is kind of a pain. After Umi and Caesar's first talk segment, we play one song and then go to our correspondence reading corner. We got an unusually good one this time, but I wonder if the two of them can handle it. If they do their job well, I won't have to step in. I might be able to doze a little. Now on to our correspondence corner. This week we have an actual request for advice. Who the heck wants advice from us? Hey, don't say that. We're always here to help you guys out. Everybody keeps sending us your requests. Yikes. Hurry up and read it already. Yeah, okay. So, this is a letter from an anonymous second year. I'm in love with one of my co-workers, and I want to become closer by talking on our breaks and stuff, but I don't know what to talk about. So it says, love, huh? Yeah, that's, what's up, you two? So she doesn't know what to talk about with the person she's in love with, right? Yeah, I guess so. What's with the aimless progression here? Right, then why don't we give a little example? Right, I guess so. So was this after Caesar confessed to Umi? It must be. I'll be the girl in love then, and you're the one I'm interested in, okay, Caesar? Right, got it. They're acting kinda weird. What's with these two? Weren't we really excited when we got this letter last week? We were getting really into creating the content for this corner. Do you have a moment? Yeah, what is it? Wait a second, Umi, why do you sound like a solicitor or something? And you're answering kinda oddly there too, Caesar. Oh, your fingers. You have really pretty fingers. Ah, why would you say that? What? Yeah, thanks. Wait a second, really, you two? Umi, you sound like a weirdo. And what are you doing thanking her, Caesar? Normally you'd cut her down saying die or something, right? What the heck? What is going on? They're Snow White and so slender. Do you play the piano or something? No, not really. I was born with them. They're still talking about Caesar's fingers, right? What the heck are you two doing? Oh, they're broadcasting this on the radio. They're really pretty. Can I touch them? But what? Okay, sure. What? You're gonna touch them? You're okay with that? Whoa, your skin's so soft. You think so? It's just normal, isn't it? Why does Umi need to touch Seisa's fingers all of a sudden? What the heck are you doing? Ha. Ugh. Come on, say something, you two. Really, what is with you guys? We were gonna joke around here, right? Why are you holding hands and sighing on an audio-only broadcast? Come on, say something, crap. They've gone completely silent. Why the heck are we airing these two holding hands and getting breathy on the noon broadcast? I think Seiza was a little against doing this segment, and I get that. Even if it's a skit, she was a little nervous about Umi flirting with her. But what is Umi getting like this for? When she was coming up with all those jokes in our planning meeting? Huh, wait a second. Could it be? Ah, they're complete goners. Okay, cut. Did that come in handy? Next we'll play a requested song. I sighed, said the song we had prepared and played it, raising the volume on the mixer. I cut the volume on their mics at the same time. Okay, 3 minutes for the song. What the heck was that about, you two? You've gotta carry the conversation here. Sorry, I suddenly got kind of excited. Umi, let go of my hand already. Ah, sorry. I'm thirsty. Water. Umi, that's mine. Sorry. Sorry. No, it's fine. No, seriously, what's with these two? Why is Umi blushing just because she drank some of Seisa's water? Is this like... I think I understand why they're acting like this. Seisa must have said it last Friday when they went home together. I wonder what Umi's response was. From how they're acting now, I can't imagine it was negative. Umi's gotten really hyper-conscious to Seisa, and Seisa doesn't seem down, but somehow it's like she's acting even weirder than before. Does this mean it went well? Ah, the song's ending soon. You guys had better do the second half right, okay? Right. Got it. Ah, these two are a mess. Can you guys just pull it together for the second half? I know I kind of encouraged Seiza, but I didn't think they'd lose it like this. God, am I gonna have to deal with these two like this from now on? That sounds awful. I really don't get love at all. What is with this crap? Well, I guess it's fine if it went well, but I'd rather keep out of it as much as possible. Though, these two are my friends after all. This is just great. Song's ending. Okay, talk segment starting. I'm not going to sleep easy just yet, huh? I thought as I raised the volume of their mics. The pride rat is great. I love that. Okay. Alright, before we get into some more of this, I need to take a quick break, guys. So if you haven't already, you should also get up, hydrate, stretch, all that good stuff, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright guys, I am back, so let us continue. So what is the next one we're doing? Comrade's Impatience. On the second floor of the Western-styled Hoshikan, it even has an old wooden clock tower. There's a large hall, half of which is a tatami room. Or tatami. I fell in love with it the first time I laid eyes on it. The fact that this school has a space like that, and that it's reserved for student use, made me green with envy. It became one of the reasons I chose this school. After visiting the school, I decided I didn't want to go anywhere without a building like this. Somewhere I could hang out after school with a friend. That was my goal. That's why I'd come to this room after starting here, even if I didn't have anything to do, and I'd feel happiness and pride in my heart. Yet, now I don't even care. My mood's totally clouded over. The space had seemed so dazzling, the tables polished by the hands of countless prior students, the ornate frames of the arched doorway, like it was representing the history of the school. But I barely even see them now. There's not a shred of joy in my heart. I sat alone at the table in the corner of the room, hanging my head. I don't even want to come to school anymore. 2 months ago, I was walking on air every day just for getting into this school and being able to go here. But what's with me now? I'm thinking I don't even want to be at this school I used to love so much. I'm struggling to even leave my own room, let alone my house. But I can't help remembering it when I'm alone. I remember it and I regret it and I want to scream. But why did I come here? What did I think being here would do? Along the tables lined up in the tatami room, various clubs and committees are having meetings. All sorts of people are making the most of their after-school time. People looking serious and people just enjoying themselves. None are like me. Of course, none of them are idiots like me. Oh, Mackie, don't put yourself down. I don't want to be alone, but I don't want to be around people either. No matter where I am, I always end up thinking back to how pathetic and awful I was. Why did I? No matter where I am, I can't stand it there. It feels like my whole body's wrapped in sandpaper. Ick. And it's all my fault. Everything that I looked up to, the person that I love, I ruined all of it. I messed it all up. Negative feelings like shame and regret plugged up my chest. They felt like they were choking me. What does Senpai think of me? I kissed her while she was sleeping, and that wasn't all. After she woke up, I apologized with everything I had. I apologized because I wanted her to forgive me. And I wanted her to forgive me because I truly knew that I shouldn't have done it. I did it even though I knew I shouldn't have, but that's not all. I even got down on my hands and knees. I wonder what Ihara Senpai thought when she saw me like that. When she saw me apologizing for kissing her. I bet Senpai doesn't even want to see my face anymore. It's not as if she's been avoiding me since then. I still see her during lunch and after school, when I go to her classroom. And when I tell her I'll help her with her work, it's not like she turns me down or anything. I don't think I'm just imagining the rift that's there between us. Will we ever be able to talk like we used to again? It'll take time. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid and disgusting and thoughtless. Is there anything good about me? Is there a single thing I can be proud about? A single thing that's likable about me? Maki, please no, there's nothing. Yet I was so ecstatic. I was so sure Ihara Senpai would start loving me back. I was wrong. I sent her my letter and confessed, and though I didn't get a clear answer, it wasn't a no. We became closer than we had been before, and I thought we were getting closer after that too. But that was probably just as senior and junior, as friends. Thinking it was okay to kiss her was just my mistake. It must have creeped Senpai out. Just a junior, another girl like her, and while she was sleeping and couldn't say no, I didn't even think about how unpleasant or creepy it might be for Senpai. It's too late now, it's already happened. How can I get her to forgive me? How can we go back to the way things were before? No, we can't. It's already too late. And the moment I realized again that there was nothing I could do to take back what I had already done. Oh no, I'm going to cry, in front of people I don't even know. What would the point of crying be? And if I had a senpai found out about it, what would she think of me? I was the one who hurt her, and then I get all sad and mopey about it on my own and cry. What will that do? Am I thinking senpai will feel sympathy and forgive me? Is that what I'm thinking? That's selfish. Oh, I can't hold it in, and I can't take a deep breath and let this bitterness out. I'm sorry, senpai, I'll never go to see you again. I tried to go see senpai up until yesterday. I thought maybe she would forgive me, but I can't anymore. I know I can't see her anymore, but the tears are still growing in my eyes. It's all going blurry. Huh? There's a blob in the blur, growing closer. Someone small. Is that Hina-chan? The familiar tracksuit-clad girl was definitely walking straight to me. No, not now. Stay away. I don't want anyone to see me looking so pathetic. But Hina-chan stopped right at my table. Seina-chan. Ah. She said my name, just as I feared she would. I looked up and let out a sound like the start of a sob, and Hina sat down in front of me. I brought you some bread, Seina-chan. Let's eat. Hina is best. She said something crazy again. I was so surprised that I made a strange noise too. And just like she said, Hina-chan started pulling bread out of a bag one after the other. I actually like seeing Maki and Hina's friendship. It's actually nice to see. Because we knew that they were, that they knew each other, but we didn't actually know there's actually a friendship there. More and more, maybe 10 in all. I watched in awe as she'd laid them all out. Eat whichever one you like. Why? I tried to keep my voice as normal as possible, but I'm sure she heard every tremble in it. Hina-chan thought for a while, then... Anyway, it's good to eat something at times like these. You seem pretty low on energy. Pretty low on energy, huh? Yeah, with a face like this. But I was strangely comforted by Hina-chan's words, and I felt my spirits lifting a bit from before, when I'd been about to burst. But thank you. Yeah, I'm grateful, but... I don't know if I can eat anything fried right now, though. There's like a lump in my throat. I don't know if I'd be able to get it down. You think so? I heard oily stuff's good at times like this. Or times like that. Really? I've never heard that before. Is she doing this on purpose? No, it's Hina-chan. I'm sure she really thinks that. When she asks me things, and now when she's trying to cheer me up, she's so candid and uses so few words. That's why it feels like all her words are important. Yeah, Hina is one of few words, but when she does say stuff, you should really pay attention because it's important. If this is how Hina-chan is, maybe I really shouldn't hide anything from her anymore. I sniffed in once, hard, and strangely that seemed to stop the tears from spilling forth. I opened up one of the rolls she'd given me and nibbled on the curry bread. The stinging spiciness of the sauce filled my mouth. And while I ate my bread, and while Hina-chan munched on her own roll across from me, I heard her mutter quietly, "What's wrong?" A simple question, with no distractions. But... What do you mean? I was confused for a moment. Hina-chan's question was so simple. The words had just poured out honestly from inside me. door. Well, I think I hurt someone important to me. Someone precious to me. Someone precious to you? You hurt them? Yeah, I don't know how to face her anymore. So you don't want to see her? No, that's not it. I want to see her, but I don't think I should. And when I think that, I don't know what to do. What has she said? Has she said she doesn't want to see you, Seina-chan? No, she hasn't. She hasn't, but I wonder. I don't really know. I think I did something really terrible. With Hina-chan, the thoughts I wouldn't be able to tell anyone just come out. Maybe it's because I like Hina-chan's eyes, though I could see people thinking she's glaring at them. Even if she isn't saying anything, she's urging me to continue with her eyes. When nothing more was said, she thrust another roll out to me. More bread. Is she really trying to give me energy? Things are getting kinda silly. Huh. Oh, I'm already pretty full. I got through the first curry bread somehow, but just eat one more. Okay. Then you should go see her. Huh? But even if I go, we can't talk. Because I feel like nothing I can say to her will change things. You don't need to talk to her, but you should be near her. You think so? I should, even if she might feel bad because I'm near her. I don't know. She might, but she also might forgive you. But either way, you won't know unless you're near her, right? You might be right, but it kinda hurts. If I go to see Senpai and sense that invisible rift between us again, it's going to be hard. Maybe she'll forgive me and accept me like she used to again. I considered that thought, but even holding on to that hope was painful. That's why I thought I shouldn't see Senpai anymore, but Hina-chan continued. You have to deal with it. Simple and clear. Simply and clear. Deal with it? Forever? She's precious to you, isn't she? Is she someone you can't stand being near? Oh. She's right. No matter what Senpai thinks of me, it won't change the feelings that I have for her. It's true that it's hard, and I might start feeling sad and pathetic again, but even still. No matter what happens, I don't want things to go on like this. I don't want her to leave me. Why couldn't I figure this out until Hina-chan told me? Why was I about to give up? Yeah, you're right. I think Hina-chan's right. How did she so easily know what I should do? Could Hina-chan have... Has Hina-chan also? Have you had to do that before, Hina-chan? Dealing with being near someone even if it hurts? She started thinking of her for a moment again, then gave another quick response. It's a secret. That was it. It didn't seem very fair, but I know there are some things you don't want to say. And I was glad she told me this stuff. Well, I think the reason why she doesn't say anything is because it involves Yuna, because it's probably when Yuna got hurt, and being around her, not being able to help her hurt. But she's still stuck by her. A secret. I'm fine just knowing that Hina-chan has felt the same way that I do now. Here, eat more. What? I'm really at my limit here. I haven't even finished the second one yet. You can't? Want to take it with you then? No, I'd feel bad. You should eat the rest, Hina-chan. Okay, I'll do that. Even if she gave me this bread, there's no way I'd be able to finish it. From how much Hina-chan usually eats, I bet she could, but I can't. Hina-chan returned the bread to her bag, then stood up. But before she left... Seina-chan? Yeah? Good luck. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to practice, then. Just take this one with you. She tore off a section of the tricolor bread and tossed it into her mouth, leaving the rest of it in front of me. 2/3 of the tricolored bread, Hina-chan. Does this mean something? I wanted to ask, but she had already gotten up from the tatami and was trotting on. Now I just need to do something about this myself. I'm sure Hina-chan came in here because she saw me about to cry. She came here to cheer me up. She even brought bread for me. Something about that just makes me happy. Makes me really happy. Nothing's resolved with Senpai yet, but now I know what I should do. I wonder if Hina-chan thinks of me as a friend. Oh, she does. We sit next to each other in class and have been talking a lot lately. It seems like we've actually gotten pretty close. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Hina wouldn't go out of her way to comfort someone if she didn't care about them. Yeah, for now, I should just do what Hina-chan told me to. For now, I'll go to see Senpai. I don't know what will happen if I do, but I know that nothing will come from continuing to run away from her. But what am I supposed to do about this? On the table was the bread I had been unable to finish, and the 2/3 of the tricolor bread Hina-chan had left me. It's a little funny thinking of it as a sign of Hina-chan's friendship. It cheered me up. Hina is great. Every time we see Hina, it's just amazing. It's just precious. Must protect at all costs. Okay, so that's all of them in June. Oh wait, have more been added? I swear more have been added. Yeah, more have been added. Oh my! This is the game that never ends. Yoka. This is during summer vacation. I've been in a good mood lately. When I saw my face reflected in the window, my expression was so soft I almost wanted to look away. I was in an almost conspicuously good mood, though I don't think too many people around me have noticed. Ah, Ariyu-san. I ran into Koba-san in the hallway between classes. She had been glancing around somewhat suspiciously, as if searching for someone, and her face had lit up when she'd seen me. She came running over eagerly. Don't run in the hallways. It says so right on that notice over there, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. I leaned back and gave Koba-san a warning as she practically sprinted over to me, sending her breaking with her heels. Sorry, Ariyu-san. Be careful. She was all smiles as she gave me a sharp salute. I felt my heart filling with heat even as I chastised her. She's really an amusing girl. I find myself quite interested in her. So, Ariyu-san, for lunch, do you go to the cafeteria? Sometimes, I suppose. I eat there when I buy lunch at the school store. Ah, so you've never eaten the cafeteria food? It's pretty good, you know. It's kinda a waste not to try it, don't you think? It hasn't been that long since the two of us became friends. So, when we see each other and talk like this, we're always learning new things. It's sort of a refreshing feeling. So you're a cafeteria eater then, Koba-san? Oh yeah, I'm a regular. I've tasted the whole menu, so go ahead and ask me if you've got any questions. Oh, I mean, you want to eat lunch together sometime? Yeah, sure. Alright. Koba-san grinned, striking a triumphant pose. Just that was enough to get her beaming. There must be something wrong with me, because I find every innocent expression on her absolutely adorable. I didn't think our relationship would be like this. My original impression of her was that she was nothing but a serial truant. The typical sort of latecomer who's used to a lifestyle of staying up late, letting her guard down, and getting ready at the last possible minute. The type who's all the more trouble since she's not doing it on purpose. But I found myself a little interested in all the new excuses she brought up each time, prefacing them with and declaring them triumphantly. It was completely different than forgiving her as a disciplinary committee member. I just found her interesting as a person. Why are you howling over there? I'll give you my recommendations when we do then. Oh yeah, what kind of stuff do you like anyway, Ariyu-san? That's an emote combo and all. Well, I tend to have bread for lunch. I buy it at a bakery in my neighborhood in the morning. Ayaya! 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 That's a great anime. Oh, I getcha. You kinda look like the Japanese food type. Like you'd eat dried mackerel or something. I like Japanese food too. Oh yeah? Hehe. I was right, then. I just had a feeling, though. Did you have a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night? I first started sensing her gaze at the beginning of the school year, when I assumed the role of standing at the gate and checking the latecomers. It wasn't just at the gate in the morning, though. It was in the halls and all around campus. It was a direct gaze, intense and impatient, as if she wanted to say something to me, and painfully fervent. I think I had grasped the fact that she held affection for me. Because I knew that gaze, I had looked that way at someone before myself. At my kindergarten teacher, older sisters of my friends, classmates of mine in middle school, it wasn't clear to me what I was feeling at the time, of course. Now it is. So Ariyu knew from the start that Yoka may have feelings for her, and was just letting Yoka take her time with it. Oh yeah, the cafeteria's got like a weird new meal now. A weird meal? It's a okonomiyaki meal. Okonomiyaki with rice and miso soup. That's so weird. Doesn't the okonomiyaki take the place of the rice? I hear that's common in Kansai. Fuck, seriously? The other day, when she'd been late again and said to me, let's be friends, I was completely taken aback. I was aware of her affection, but I was never expecting her to jump straight to let's be friends, with no fanfare whatsoever. And she'd just avoided being late, breathing wildly, voice cracking, face bright red and eyes sparkling. I had to stifle my laughter every time she'd given me a lame excuse before, but I couldn't hold it in that time. My personal interest in and affection for the student named Kobayoka had swelled up in that moment when my laughter burst out. And it continued to swell inside my chest, almost suffocating me, even now. Is it good having a flowery thing like that with rice? If you're curious, why not try it? It could be worthwhile. Maybe. If you say so, Ariyu-san. Maybe I'll give it a shot sometime. Actually, now that I think about it, it does sound pretty good. I made okonomi udon once, and that was tasty. What's that? Well, I was alone at home and I was really freaking hungry, but I only had 13 yen, so I boiled some udon I found and tossed in some leftover okonomiyaki we had in the fridge. Well, I can't really imagine how that must have tasted. You think it's nap time? Then get some sleepy, Zaria. Get that nap in. Maybe something like udon with tempura? Like it looks sort of like kitsune udon, so that's what I was thinking it tastes like, but the okonomiyaki already had the sauce on it, right? So the sauce mixed with the soup and it turned into this really weird flavor, a weird good flavor. It was super rock flavored. I can't really explain it super well, but it just like blared, you know? I don't really know what it was, but it was something that for sure like that. She explained the taste of okonomi udon, making exaggerated gestures. The information didn't really get across at all, but I found myself smiling at her enthusiastic description of this inexplicable experience she'd had. Since becoming friends, Koba-san's interacts with me directly like this, but occasionally with a strange sense of distance. Her interest in me is completely upfront, though she seems to struggle to put her thoughts into words. It's sort of like she's just throwing herself at communication with me, but it's much more pleasant than I thought it might be in the beginning. Put positively, she's pure. Put negatively, she's an idiot. But that's what's good about her. It's charming. I find it very sweet. What? I came back to myself when I heard her panicked voice. My hand had reached out on its own to touch Koba-san's ear. It had moved so impulsively I hadn't even noticed. Heh, this is pretty bad, huh? Even though I was a bit disturbed by my behaviour, I still couldn't remove my hand. I was enjoying how Koba-san was flushed up to her ears and frozen stiff too much. I somehow managed to feign composure by the time I took my hand away at least. Ah, you're a rocker, so I was wondering if your ears were pierced or anything. That was as bad as one of her excuses for being late. I thought so myself. I hoped that she didn't notice my confusion, or that I'd acted on impulse. Well, stuff like that, kinda seems like it hurt, you know? Puffed. She'd said it a little peevishly, embarrassed, like she knew what she was saying sounded pathetic. I couldn't help bursting out into laughter. No, you know, my rock, like, isn't something that can be expressed with, like, piercings and stuff. I had to laugh again when she frantically added fuel to the fire. It was laughter from how cute and charming I found her. No, I believe you. I get it. That sounds just like you, Koba-san, I said, pulling my hand back to my own cheek and trying to hide the heat rising in me. Oh, Ada, you had it bad with Yoka. But she was very good at hiding it. I think we'll do like one more. I'm a teacher after. After school, Aryu-san stopped by while I was in the middle of a staring contest with a stack of files on my desk. A stack, or more like a pile. What's this, Sonowa-sensei? It seems she'd realised that there were files related to the school festival mixed in with them. They're files for the festival, as you can see. I'm the advisor for the planning committee this year. The school festival too? I'd heard that, but I'd tried to be nonchalant about it, but I could see a wrinkle forming on Aryu-san's brow. You're in charge of supervising the summer camp as well, aren't you, Sonowa-sensei? That I am. It seemed like Aryu-san had come on some kind of summer camp business too. And you're also working during the school festival. Maybe it isn't my place to say, but don't you think you're taking on too many responsibilities at once? It's alright, I'll be coming to school during summer vacation anyway, so I can take care of both of them while I'm here. It's good to have young teachers like me take care of this stuff. Perhaps, but Aryu-san still didn't seem satisfied. She continues staring at the school festival documents without even bringing up the reason she'd come to see me. I felt the mood getting a little heavy, so I tried to smooth things over as casually as I could. It'll be fine, remember, I did the same thing last year. That's true, but you practically had a foot in the grave at the end of it, Sensei. That much was clear to me at least. Ugh, that's a little too close for comfort. But students worrying about teachers is getting things a little backwards, isn't it? I smiled and waved my hand to try to dispel her worries. It's alright, really. I became a teacher because I wanted to do things like this as well. It's a chance for everyone to work their hardest and celebrate it at the end. I'm happy to support that sort of event. That's how I really feel. I can't stand in the same position as the students, but I really am happy to support them from the side. I'm happy to hear that, of course, but you have to admit that you don't have an overabundance of stamina, Sensei. Why do I feel like I'm the one getting a lecture here? What should I do about this? That's why I was happy that Tsuruga Mine-san returned when she did, when things were starting to get a little gloomy. I'm back, Tsukuya-chan. Huh, what's up, Aryu-san? I'm here on camp business. Did you know that Sonoe-sensei will be the advisor for the school festival committee too, Tsuruga Mine-san? Well yeah, I knew. Tsuruga Mine-san had just returned, but from Aryu-san's tone and how I looked, she seemed to understand what we'd been discussing. Well, I do think it's a lot of work for Tsukuya-chan to take on, but I'll be there from the beginning to help out this year. So don't get on Tsukuya-chan's case too much, okay? Just overlook this. I guess she's technically on my side here. But what's that exasperated smile for, Tsuruga Mine-san? I really feel like our positions are reversed like this. I've got to make it clear to these two that they have nothing to worry about. Come on, you two. You don't need to talk about me like I'm so fragile. Last year I was, stressed. That's right, it was stress, you know? Since I was handling two things I wasn't used to yet, so I got a little tired because of it. I've never felt stressed when working for everyone's sake like that, but I can't honestly tell them it really was too much. Can you guarantee that won't happen again this year? I'll be able to go out for drives and stuff this year. Just while I'm out buying things though. Are you really out for a drive if you're just going shopping? Wouldn't that be less driving than your regular commute? I'll go on real drives too, and that'll blow all my stress away. I'll jump in my car and go vroom down the road really fast. Don't do that. We're in the speed limit, I hope. Yes, you're exactly right. It's there for a reason. I got a driver's license as a form of ID, but I found that I actually enjoy driving a lot. I drive every day to get to school, but sometimes I feel the urge to go a little farther. Just thinking about it was cheering me up a little. I still think it's a little childish, but it's true it had me feeling more positive because of it. Tsukuya-chan, you know you don't need to go vroom and gesture like that, though it's really cute. Are you trying to drive me crazy? Or like, you've got to be tempting me, right? In any case, I'll have to come with you on those shopping trips, since I'm a little worried about you. I think you could stand to reflect on your behavior a bit, Tsuruga Mine-san. And you should call her Sonoe-sensei properly instead of Tsukuya-chan. Oh, that was good, Aryu-san. And I understand, if you're that insistent, then I have nothing left to say. Sensei, only please let me help as much as I'm able to. What? You want to come too, Aryu-san? I'm not going to give up my position as Tsukuyo-chan's navigator though. Are you okay sitting in the back? No, I don't mean on your drives. I mean I'll help you with your work, Sensei. I don't know how much help I'll be, but I'll be around a lot during summer vacation too. I'm supervising the supplementary lessons for latecomers during the summer camp. Is it alright if I come to your office while I'm here? Huh, where did this come from? Tsuruga Mine-san will be there too, so she doesn't need to do that much. My hands were still extended towards an imaginary steering wheel, but I hurriedly lowered them and waved them to decline. You can't, Aru-san. You've got enough things you have to do, and you should have time to relax during summer vacation. No, if our teachers are going to work so hard for our sake, then I think the students need to answer that enthusiasm. I'll stop by when I don't have other work to do. Please let me know when there's anything I can help you with. I wasn't sure how to persuade Aru-san after that firm declaration, but I didn't get a chance. Ah, that might help actually. Tsukuyo-chan never turns down work, so it might be nice to have an extra pair of hands. What are you saying to Surugamine-san? It's fine, isn't it, Tsukuyo-chan? I bet you won't have any time to go out on drives if you don't let Aru-san help too. You won't be able to do any grooming. Now she's even mimicking me. In the end, I couldn't refuse their goodwill, and Aru-san might end up helping me during summer vacation too. I hope it's for the best. It doesn't. Well, yeah, you needed the help because you get swamped. In the end. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think this is what I'll call it for today. Because this one actually puts a lot more on the voice because there's no voice acting in it. So I'd rather take it easy so I don't mess up my throat. Because we don't want to do that, do we? I feel like there's another stream worth there. Because I think there's, from what I've read, there's like 70 in total. Which is crazy. You dropped him. Hold on. So you basically did. Hold on. The chat won't see this, but I need to send something. It was basically this into that. Is your face okay? Actually, no. I should be asking if the phone is okay. You probably would vibe check the phone. Your nose. Oh, it's never fun messing up the nose. Getting smacked on the nose is the worst. Ah, okay. We are gonna raid over to Bop Bop, who is playing Tomodachi Life. So we'll go over there. So here is the follower raid and the sub raid. And yeah, I appreciate everyone for stopping by. I really do. It's been fun. And I will see you all next time. And I hope you have a great rest of your Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye bye, guys. Bye. Bye.